CampSportsRadio.com, in association with KBFL, proudly presents
1:45 to go on the power play. Here is Barrett across the line. Barrett works it, looking for O'Brien. Instead, Barrett takes it in front. Bratton score!
Missouri State University Ice Hockey.
In all games that have gone into extra time, Missouri State has won. The Ice Bears have won 2 shootouts and an overtime. Here is Josh Bell. Bell right side. Bell looks to the left, goes to the right, left, right, score! And he scores himself! And here it is. Hole must score. If Stevens makes the save, Missouri State wins this hockey game. So here is Hole. To the left, wide, waits, he shoots, he misses, and Missouri State has won.
With the call, here's Steve Casson.
Along with Dan Dowell and live from Jordan Valley Ice Park in the Stan Melton Ice Arena, it is game 2 between Missouri State and Maryville University. Well, Dan, yesterday's game was not pretty for Missouri State. The Ice Bears fall by a count of 7-2, and it started off 17 seconds into the contest, and it really wasn't pretty after that. Christian Alvegren gets the goal, his 3rd of the season, 17 seconds in, and you kind of felt like Missouri State was playing catch-up the entire contest.
And we had seen with that first goal was kind of a common theme for most of the night, Steve. A lot of defensive mishaps, getting beat in your own defensive zone, coughing the puck up in your own defensive zone is something that led to a lot of Maryville goals, and obviously a very lopsided game with the 7-2 victory for the Saints.
In the game yesterday, Alvegren, 1 goal, 2 assists, and another guy that figured into a lot of the scoring, and he was a very good playmaker yesterday, and that was Damian Carnegie. Carnegie now with 8 goals and 3 assists. He got 2 goals and an assist in yesterday's contest. We thought that he might have had a hat trick, but they gave that last goal at 16:45 to Boudreau, and he ends up getting credit for it. That was his 5th of the season, but a 7-2 victory. Missouri State did have some light in the 3rd period, and we wondered when it was a 5-0 game, would Missouri State get something going against starting goaltender Ed Coffey? And really, Dan, what they had to do was they had to get the goaltender moving, and Cooley was actually the guy that was able to do that with some help from Bell.
Yeah, Bell with a great initial rush into the zone, and as he was going into the corner, was able to feed it out in front, and Cooley had all time to work around Coffey and put the puck into the net for was an early 3rd period goal, and eventually led to a 2nd goal quite quickly. But as we had seen later on in the night, Maryville was able to make adjustments, and even Coffey in the later stages of that game had a great 3rd period. We had seen with a couple right pad saves that were right in the slot, and you had mentioned the success for Missouri State to give him moving from left to right, right to left a little bit. They'll have to execute that a little bit more and solve that right pad of his if they want to take advantage of any mistakes and win this game.
Yeah, they are going to have to face once again Ed Coffey, 6'6", 175 out of Anchorage, Alaska. In 9 games, he's 4-2 with a 2.68 goals against average and a .914 save percentage. For Missouri State, in nets tonight, it will be Bailey Stevens, the junior from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, 6', 185 in 5 games. 3-3-1, and actually I'm going to have to update that. That's actually 7 games. In 7 games, 3-3-1 with a 2.97 goals against average and a .924 save percentage. Statistically right now, he is statistically the best goaltender Missouri State has. Brendan Schuck's average really took a nosedive yesterday. He was in the 900s, and his goals against average climbed at least 2 goals because of the 7-2 loss. Now, of course, he didn't give up 7, he gave up 5, but still, after he got chased, it was a little tough for Brendan Schuck, who's only paced 4 games this season for Missouri State.
And he'll say he would have liked to obviously have stopped all the shots that got by him, and maybe there were a couple mishaps here and there on his end, but I don't think the defense of the Ice Bears played him any favors with their inefficiencies, to clear the zone, and the back check wasn't as great as I think we had seen in the past, or when Missouri State is really rolling. It can either be one of the best things they have or one of their Achilles heels when it comes to this team.
Yeah, and goaltenders were not used to what they saw from their defense yesterday. I think passes were a little suspect. The neutral zone play had some issues, but you got to hand it to Maryville. They took advantage of all of that.
Exactly, and it's one of those things where it may sound cliche, but I'm sure head coach John Hogan had discussed in the locker room, you have to play essentially a perfect game if you want to beat a ranked team in ACHA Division I, and I don't think you can get much more perfect than what they had in last night's effort. You had a lot of contributions point-wise. Obviously, a goalie that didn't face as many shots as I think Missouri State would have liked to have hoped he had, but the times that he was able to face anything significant, he passed with flying colors.
Maryville has 20 freshmen on the current playing roster, and those 20 figured into yesterday's contest. And as we talked about, it's the first top 25 win for Maryville in its history of this hockey club. And you know, Missouri State tends to somehow, some way figure into things, and they do, because they're the team. If you ever have a trivia question, who's the first top 25 team you beat? It's Missouri State.
Well, and it's one of those things, though, too. This program for Maryville is still in its infancy with its second year. We had seen earlier in their schedule that they were still, I don't want to say warming up against, but they were still playing Division II teams to kind of start off the season. And there are a lot of Division I teams that do that, but it was something to get their season off rolling. I believe at this point about half, if not, I guess at this point more than half of their wins are against Division I teams, but you still have those 3 games against Division II teams, but it's something to work towards. And in all honesty, last night was probably the culmination of all the work that this team has put into to get a win, and they'll look for a sweep tonight for the first time this season.
Well, they did actually play Central Oklahoma for a game or two, and then Oklahoma. So they went on that road trip. Now, Central Oklahoma handed them a 5-0 shutout win and then a 5-2 victory, and then Maryville lost 7-2 to University of Oklahoma. And then they turned around and played Lindenwood for a game. That was a 2-1 contest at Centene Ice, a Sunday game on September 29th. So, you know, you look at it, it's the start of the season, as you mentioned. It's kind of a warm-up, a tune-up, but now you're in the thick of things, and to get the win yesterday was very good for John Hogan's squad. For Missouri State, what this means is the next 4, or the past 4 series, I'm including this series, this is series number 4, Missouri State has to win this game. If they do, that means the last 4 series they have split.
And it's one of those things, too, where it varies on your opponent you're playing that night. A split against Central Oklahoma looks very good. A split against Arizona State looks very good. But looking at least from a ranking standpoint, a split against the number 46 team in Division I won't look as good as the previous 2, obviously, and it could hurt them going forward.
It probably will. And you can't look at that anymore now for Missouri State. They're just going to have to continue to do what they can do to keep the W's flowing. Next January, they have Lindenwood, Arizona State, Arizona. They'll have McKendree, Oklahoma, Maryville again for a couple of games, Northern Illinois, and they finish out the season with Lindenwood once again at home. So plenty of opportunity for Missouri State to get into the top 17 and hopefully make the next postseason, which for head coach Jeremy Law, he has as the Ice Bears make their way onto the ice. I'm not going to talk over that at all. I've learned my lesson on that. But Missouri State has made it to the postseason, every team that head coach Jeremy Law has coached has made it to the postseason, including with Missouri State. So that string is on the line, and I'm sure he doesn't care about that, but the team does. And we're going to talk to Jack Brackbill coming up at the first period intermission, and that's literally his goal. That's one of his goals. That's what he wants for this season. Let's head on down to public address announcer Kevin Thorough for the on-ice activities and the introduction of the starting lineups for these two teams.
Well, let's get started by introducing our starting lineups for tonight's game. For the visiting Maryville University Saints, starting at a forward, number 9, Cole Mudra. Starting at a forward, number 5, Jack Harrison. Starting at a forward, number 14, Christian Alvegran. Starting on defense for the Saints, number 26, Josh Jones. Starting on defense, number 73, Cole Bonnet. And starting in net tonight for the Saints, number 35, Ed Coffey. The Saints are coached by head coach John Hogan and assistant coach Jeff Crenshaw. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the heart of Springfield, Missouri, inside the Jordan Valley Ice Park and within the beautiful Stan Melton Arena, it's time. Everyone on your feet and make some noise. Let's meet the starters for your Missouri State Ice Bears!
Well, they did it again, Dan. They just blew the transformer. It's happened before. Oh, there we go. We've got it back now.
Starting at a forward, number 9, Jordan Bratton. Starting at a forward, number 12, Travis Barrett. Starting on defense for the Bears, number 18, Chris Brown. Starting on defense, number 27, Derek Smith. And starting in goal tonight for your Missouri State Ice Bears, number 50, Bailey Stevens. The Bears are coached by head coach Jeremy Law and assistant coach Brendan McClue. And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to tonight's officiating crew, our referees Daniel Bruce and Craig Smith, and our linesmen Tim Saunders and Mark Crossbar Marzola. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind everybody that tonight we are asking you to sing our national anthem, so please remain standing. And gentlemen, please remove your caps as we honor America with the singing of the national anthem presented by you, the fans of the Missouri State Ice Bears. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, Kevin. Our national anthem right here from Jordan Valley Ice Park and the Stan Melton Ice Arena. Dan, I love that rendition, but I hate that rendition because it's very difficult to get it on mic, but I think I did the best I could on that.
You can only do so much with the setup you're given, but yeah, I think it was great to get the fans involved for something like this.
20 minutes on the clock. And we're ready for game 2, Missouri State and Maryville University. The Ice Bears coming in at 8-2, ranked number 22 in ACHA Division I, the 9th ranking of this year. The Maryville University Saints ranked number 46 this season at 7-12-1. Missouri State will skate from the left to the right, and from the right to the left it'll be the Maryville University Saints. The Ice Bears in their white and maroon, and Maryville in black and red. And we're underway here as Missouri State with possession quickly. The beeline on now. That'll be Jordan Bratton, descended into Travis Barrett. Flipped up and out of play, and good thing this is not the NHL. That would have been a delay of game penalty. But ACHA says no worries. It's just going to be a flip that will bring a stoppage of play in the face-off in the same zone where you flipped it out of the playing surface.
And an interesting choice for head coach Jeremy Law for the starting line of the B-line from Missouri State. I feel like in the early stages of that game, granted they were kept off the scoreboard, but had many great chances early on. So Coach Law is looking for a fast start from this line.
Puck comes out to center ice, and we're almost an all B-line with Brown on there too. The only difference is on defense for the Ice Bears. It's Derek Smith. 19:25, we're just underway here in the first period, and the Ice Bears will gain control. Oh, Brown lost it momentarily and spun back behind him to get it. Missouri State clears it out to center ice, goes right in front of the Maryville bench, and Missouri State with possession in their own zone once again. Lead pass intercepted. Brown's pass was. Here come the Saints, apparently onside, down in low by Joe Gagan. Behind the net, it'll be chased by Anthony Starvu, the assistant captain. 6 goals, 9 assists for him this season. Now Starvu is there to pick up the puck, but instead it's stripped away from him by Derek Smith of Missouri State. He's able to clear it out to center ice. Rimmed all the way around the boards where Bailey Stevens leaves it there. Nobody went to pick it up. And Brown had to quickly race over there because it was almost going to be stolen. Puck out to center ice. Here comes Josh Bell with Nikita Salnikov. Salnikov now playing on a line with Bell and Cooley. Puck is cleared out to center. And we come the other way into the Missouri State zone. Broken up. Ice Bears play catch. Now it's Salnikov with it. Back for only his second game in about a month after coming out with a knee injury. Here's Salnikov, right side. Down to Bell. He shoots. It's blocked in front. Bell again as Cooley was trying to pick up his stick in the crease, and play continued. Sam Heiseroth settles the puck behind the Missouri State net. Ice Bears in the midst of a line change. 18 minutes to go in the period, and no score. Well, Dan, much better than yesterday. We already had a 1-0 lead in favor of Maryville right now.
Exactly.
Here's Cooley across the line. Now a return pass. Cooley waits behind his and through his legs, and he couldn't get possession. To Sollenbach with a drive and a good save by Coffey. So Missouri State already looking good and started to get things going.
And I was going to say too, Steve, a much better job defensively thus far for the Ice Bears as they've been able to keep Maryville on the outer portions of their defensive zone, and whenever they've been able to have the puck, they've been able to clear fairly quickly.
Right off the draw, Lohman with a shot and a save by Coffey. He didn't know where it was, but he's able to get it cleared by his defense. Now Matt Matty knocks it down. So what they're going to do is change up lines. It was Matty, Lohman, and Salnikov. It's now Matty, Lohman, and Sollenbach is who it is right now. Number 7 for Missouri State. Chris Brown, the captain of the Ice Bears, sets it up behind his own net to Sollenbach. Tipped all the way down. The officials say no, so no icing there. Lohman puts another hit. Ice Bears keep it in, drop it down to Lohman at the half boards. Lohman looks in front, instead takes a shot off and a save by Coffey. Rebound. Kicked off the skate of Jason Kelly, who did not play in yesterday's game, and it's sent all the way down to the Missouri State zone. No icing. Been waved off. Line change for Maryville. 16:46 to go in the period. No score. Derek Smith drives it down in deep. Smith picks up his own pass. Smith behind the net. Gets it up to Saunders with the shot off the side of the net. And it's held on to by Coffey.
I think, too, Steve, a much better job for Missouri State trying to create an offensive zone presence thus far. One thing I think that Missouri State can do a little bit better tonight, at least from an offensive standpoint, is be more physical in the offensive zone. They've been very good thus far as passing, which is a far cry from where they were last night, but maybe be a little bit more physical as well.
16:24 to go in the period. 3-0 are the shots, and another one comes in, and a good save there made by Coffey. Face off to the right of Coffey. And a little delay. Jordan Bratton will win the draw. It'll go to Barrett. And out to center. .16:01 remaining in the period. And we'll do it all again. It'll be Bratton to take the draw, along with his number 9 in Cole Mudra. And the Ice Bears win it. O'Brien's shot just missed wide. Drop down in low. Here is Barrett. He'll gain control. Shot in and a save. Coffey slides it to the far side. Jack Harrison with it. 5 goals and 7 assists yesterday after he got a couple of tallies. And with 15:39 remaining in the period, puck is out to center ice. Set up by Maryville. They'll work it to Josh Jones, left side. Line change, a small one for Maryville. Jones will send it behind the net. Right out in front, and a wraparound just missing wide as Harrison was there. He looked for it, and when he spun around, he missed it wide. Another attempt blocked by the Ice Bears. 15:12 to go in the period. Puck cleared out. Bell will chase. At the Ice Bears line, Missouri State will work it again. Here comes Bell. Bell will send it down in low with 14:51 to go in the first period and no score. 5-0 are the shots in favor of Missouri State. Now a drive comes in, is blocked. May have hit Bell. Kicked out to center. Now working it one-on-one. Getting a shot missing wide was TJ Prexler. The leading scorer for Maryville with 11 goals and 11 assists. He had a point scoring streak stopped yesterday. He got nothing in yesterday's contest. 14:21 remains in the period. Line change for Missouri State. Sent down. Cooley will be the only one forechecking for Missouri State. Puck is cleared, and here come the Saints with Maryville's Joe Gagnon. Sends it all the way around. Bailey Stevens to stop it there. Stevens kicks it to the near side boards. 14:04 to go, no score. Sent all the way around. It's held along the goal line. Maryville with possession. Looking for Trevor Henson. He had a point scoring streak stopped yesterday, also had 2 games where he scored points. Now Lohman drops it in. Lohman gets upended. It comes right in front to Sollenbach, and he couldn't gain control. Now cleared out and worked by Starvu. Starvu centers it through. There's nobody there. Now right side, a drive and a tip across is deflected by the Ice Bears defense. Another shot, this one by Kubanek, goes wide. May have been helped by Stevens, and it's out to center with 13:22 to go in the period. Ice Bears with a line change, but a bad clearing pass up front by Jens Juliusson is intercepted by Missouri State. Ice Bears work it and flip it in, and helped in too by Stuart Hopkins. Played for the Division III squad. Ice Bears don't touch it. It would have been delayed offside. Grabbed by Damian Carnegie. Caringi actually, and Caringi's shot sails wide. At the half boards now, 12:50 to go in the period. Still no score. Drive in, Bailey makes the save, Bailey Stevens that is, and it's cleared out to center. Ice Bears capture at their own line. And Sam Heiser will send it back as Missouri State will complete their change. Shots now unofficially 5-1. I say unofficially because, Dan, you and I both have felt there should have been more shots than what was registered on the board. Big hit there as Jack Brackbill comes on the ice. Now puts one to Josh Jones of Maryville. Puck to the right point, and Brown had it go off his stick. He'll chase it to O'Brien. Ice Bears work it again. Back in their own zone. They'll set it up one more time. 12 minutes to go in the period. Ice Bears with trouble in their own zone. Now Maryville starting to change things around. Ice Bears trying to work it out of their own bench area. And they do gain a 3-on-2 across the line. Barrett, shot blocked. Barrett kicks it back to himself. Chasing it is Bonnet. Cole Bonnet, can he clear it? Yes, he does. And Missouri State just avoided too many men as Lounder made his way onto the bench. 11:26 to go in the period. And no score. Puck cleared down into the Maryville zone. Chased by Trevor Henson. Henson looking for his first goal with the Division I squad out of Edwardsville, Illinois. Barrett has it, turns it up to Solnikoff for the Ice Bears. In the zone, drive, save, rebound. Barrett stays on the ice. He was going to change. Barrett shoots. It's partially blocked. Barrett again, can't grab it. Taken away by Cole Mudra. 3-on-2 for Maryville. They bring it in the zone offside.
I don't envy you on that one, Steve. That was a good 6-7 minutes, I believe, without any stoppages in play. A little bit of back and forth action, a little bit of chess play as teams going back and forth. One thing I think Missouri State's done a lot better than last night is at least trying to pepper Coffee with some shots. We had mentioned trying to get him moving to see if they can score, but one issue last night was their lack of shots in the first couple of periods. Already with 6 shots in the first 9.5 minutes of play thus far is a far cry from where they were last night.
Cooley brings it across the line, and it's taken away now by Jack Harrison for the Maryville. He gets slammed across the boards, back behind the net. Oh, an Ice Bear fell down. That was Lounder. Someone lost a stick. Puck comes up high. Bonnet is there. He gets a shot off, blocked, and cleared out to center. Lounder will send it all the way down in, and Josh Bell looking around. He gets hit up hard. Cooley intercepts, taken away by Maryville. On his knees is Phil Kemmer. He gets pushed around. Now more hitting. Bell gets hit down in low, and Cooley's going to get a penalty. And now Cooley gets, or that's not Cooley. Who is that? It's the other 26. It's Josh Jones. He got hog tackled. Sollenbach gets cross-checked down. Cooley isn't happy. And it looks like, believe it or not, I think we're going to get even. Cooley was going to get the initial penalty for probably a cross-check or a board, and then it gets evened up with the penalty to Mudra. Can you believe that?
Well, and Sollenbach just went in the box as well, Steve, so...
Oh, so it's going to be an additional penalty against Missouri State.
When I know Sollenbach was tied with one of the Maryville forwards on the play, all of this started from a couple physical hits on Josh Bell that Hunter Cooley took exception to and obviously went a little too far according to the referees. And from what I think we are able to determine thus far, that there may be a Maryville power play to come out of this.
I think there will be. I think 2 will cross off, and it's going to be a 5-on-4. But the initial penalty was called, so I think what will happen is Cooley will sit in the box. His penalty will go up on the board, and that's what they've done because his was the initial penalty. The subsequent infractions were done afterwards, and I think they were done
Was that after the whistle?
simultaneously after the whistle. So so Cooley's the only one that's going to go up. Sollenbach and Mudras will cancel out, and Cooley will be sitting in the box for 2.
And at this point, Steve, I don't mind the physicality this early on. Yes, it did result in a penalty, and yes, you're going to be on the penalty kill, looking to kill, but it's, again, something that Missouri State didn't show last night was some fieriness and tenacity along the boards.
They did get a shorthanded goal in yesterday's game. Let's catch the call.
2 minutes for roughing. To Missouri State, number 24, Hunter Cooley got a 2-minute minor for cross-checking. And to number 7, Spencer Sollenbach, a 2-minute minor for roughing. Time of all those penalties at 10:03 of the first period.
Meanwhile, the shot up high hit the crossbar and went out of play.
That was a terrific shot there by the assistant captain for Maryville, and Josh Jones, a perfectly placed shot, beat Bailey Stevens over the shoulder, but did not beat the crossbar, and what was so hard deflected up into the ceiling, and that's why the play was blown dead.
On the penalty kill for Missouri State this season, 13 for 64, 79.7%. They do have 3 shorthanded goals, 1 yesterday. Stevens with a save, and it hopped up over his back, and he had to haul it down. On the power play, Maryville, 13 for 98, 13.3%. They have had 6 shorthanded goals scored against them, including 1 yesterday.
And I think that was one of the positives that Missouri State can take from that game last night was their penalty kill. They were able to kill off a 5-minute major that Loman had at the end of the second period, and obviously, again, scored that shorthanded goal on that major penalty.
Well, and you talk about woulda, coulda, shouldas. They had a 5-on-3 yesterday and a full 2-minute power play that they really didn't get any shots on. 1:09 to go in this power play for Maryville. The Ice Bears have it. They clear it to the line. It's held in right side. Now to the left side. Goes over to Kubanek. Right side again. Drive missing just wide as Stevens was out there to cut down the angle. 55 seconds. Up high once again. Henson. Score! And once again, Maryville takes the lead, this time on a power play goal.
A lot of traffic in front of the net for Stevens. I doubt he saw a whole lot of that shot. A perfectly placed shot by Henson from the point. And what a lot of the shots have been on that power play was high on Stevens. He was going low quite a bit on that penalty kill. And for the second night in a row, Maryville takes a 1-0 lead.
It may have been tipped in. I don't know, because there was a player standing in front. And that would make sense as to maybe why it wasn't stopped by Stevens, but we'll wait and see. If not, it is Henson's first goal with the D1 squad. Meanwhile, Maryville comes out 3-on-2 with authority again. Karinji drive in, save Stevens, and he's not happy. And now a couple of players get pushed out of the way.
Maryville goals scored by number 25, Trevor Henson, assisted by number 98, Kevin Kubanek. Time of that goal at 11:12 of the first period, scored on the power play by number 25, assisted by number 98.
So it is Henson's goal. Kubanek will get the assist. As I mentioned, his first with the D1 squad. And once again, a 1-0 lead for Maryville. This time, though, it took 11-12 into the period. Ice Bears dig it out of the zone. A little bit too far for Salnikov. Pushes his man, but instead goes offside while he did that. And as the Ice Bears clear the zone, it's kicked out to center. Now Sam Heiseroth to Josh Bell off of his stick. And it'll be Josh Jones to swing it all the way around after some help by the goaltender Coffey. Jared Viggers sends it in. Viggers figured in the 6th goal. That was the one scored by Juliuson. Now Maryville working it again. They have all sorts of pressure. Spinning it over to the right side. Karinji will corral it and bring it back and set it all up again. Line change as Maryville really needs to do that, so they just cough the puck up. And it's Cooley to bring it down in the Maryville zone. Now to Kelly, over to Cooley. Intercepted, though, taken by Bradley Boudreau. Boudreau, 5 goals, 2 assists for the Keswick, Ontario product. Gets a shot in, saves Stevens, rebound, and taken by Missouri State. Cooley, as the Ice Bears really want to change, they'll give it to Kelly, and he'll send it in. Kelly behind the net has really no help right now until the Ice Bears can catch up. Puck is flipped up and out of play. This is going to stay in the Maryville zone, as it was flipped up and out of play from inside the Maryville offensive zone for Missouri State, so that's where it's going to go. And it was a Maryville player that did that. Face off to the right of Coffey. Left as you look at it. Coffey's right, the goaltender. Ice Bears win the draw and will have it to the half boards again to Sollenbach. Houston falls down, and he's not able to get to it. He's going to bring it back out, and Missouri State will set it up once again. Bad pass, intercepted, but somehow it gets to the Ice Bears, and Maddie will shoot it in. So Missouri State went from worst to better. They do get the face-off inside the Maryville zone on the stoppage and play.
And that shot, Steve, was the first shot that Missouri State's had in about 4 to 5 minutes of play. So obviously the penalty kill does not help, but a great job for Maryville in shutting down Missouri State's offense in the middle stages of this first period.
Dan, I know there's no way you can look at your phone, so I'm just going to do it since it flashed right here, but it is a 5-1 lead, Maple Leafs over the Blues right now.
What a showcase for Hockey Night in Canada for the Maple Leafs tonight.
For sure. And you know, there's a lot more riding on Toronto now with Babcock on. Puck to the near side boards, into the Maryville zone. Henson is there to chase. An Ice Bear gets pushed down. That is Brackbill. Brackbill rejects that, and we come the other way. Right to left. Across the line, Henson, but going offside. Ahead of the puck was Cole Mudra. So we'll have the face-off just outside the attacking zone. 6:02 to go in the period. Coming up at the first period intermission, we'll have a talk with Jack Brackbill of Missouri State. Dan, I want to bring up something real quick that I thought was very interesting, but the Cardinals announcer, I was at a function for the Missouri State baseball team 2 days ago, actually. It was on Thursday. And the Fox Sports Cardinal TV announcer.
Oh, Dan McLaughlin?
Dan McLaughlin. He was our guest. As Barrett gets a backhander in, and it's held onto by Coffey. He said something that I did not know. Yes, he works for Fox Sports, but he is an independent contractor. He is paid per game. Now, granted, he probably makes $4 million, and he's paid per game, but still, I had no idea when he made that comment, because he has the string for broadcasting the most consecutive Cardinals games.
Interesting.
And somebody asked why, and he says, I get paid by game. So I just thought that was very interesting as we get a hand pass here. And the Ice Bears are claiming that it was touched by Maryville and not another Ice Bears player, but nevertheless it was blown down. But getting back to Dan McLaughlin, I just thought it was very interesting that even in the major leagues, you could still be a contract broadcaster.
And that's something I can see, because the great Art Haynes, a local sports guy here, obviously does all the stuff with Missouri State football and basketball, but I also believe he also does some stuff with the Kansas City Chiefs as well, so that's something I can believe as far as independent contracting goes.
Could be. He also works for Missouri State, too, so I don't know how all that works, but yeah, he does a lot of the intermissions with the Chiefs. Good to hear a local voice when you listen to those games.
Yeah, exactly.
5:24 to go in this hockey game here. It's a 1-0 lead for Maryville. And out of their own zone comes Josh Jones. He'll flip it across the line, gets a return pass from Starvo. Jones's pass is taken away by the Ice Bears, and Nikita Solnikov. He chopped at Jones's stick, but play continues. Bell mishandles. And the puck is flipped up into the bench. And we'll have a face-off. It'll come just outside the Ice Bears bench at the nearest face-off dot. 4:57 to go in the period. Shots are 8-5 in favor of Missouri State, but they trail on the scoreboard. It is a power play goal, the only power play of this contest for Maryville. Hansen his first, Kubanek with the assist, that coming at 11:12 of the period. All the way down to the Maryville zone after the face-off. Bell is there. He gets checked hard. Cooley will work with him. This line is reunited. Cooley, Bell, and Solnikov. After Nikita was out for about a month. We come the other way, though. Here's Karinji. Karinji still on his feet. Works it low. Gets pressed by Houston of Missouri State. Brett Houston, one of 2 Springfield, Missouri products, now playing on the Ice Bears. And we get a whistle for a stoppage of play, and a penalty will be upcoming.
Yeah, Steve, I think Karinji's going to go off for the Saints. As from what I was able to see, I think he was had slashed.
They're going to get him for a rough.
I had seen at some point that Brett Houston had dropped his stick, and I think that's all this is stemming from Houston's great defensive play, trying to keep Karinji off the score sheet for the second night in a row, but able to push him into the corner. They get tangled up, and Karinji commits a foul, and for the first time tonight, Missouri State will be on the power play.
And the Ice Bears on the PP, 14 for 69, 20.3%. We'll see if they can work it here to tie this game up. Solnikov playing the left wing on the power play like he usually does. A bad attempt down the middle by Heiserode is cleared all the way down. I know he was looking for somebody open, but Maryville has been very well down the middle. So the Ice Bears out of their own zone to start it again. Now with Barrett working at this time. Barrett lost the puck. Ice Bears have to clear the zone, and while they do that, it's sent all the way down to the Missouri State side of the ice.
Yeah, I think some miscommunication there, Steve. Barrett was trying to go into the zone, and Bratton had beat him to it, and Barrett had to stall a little bit, had to cough up the puck in the meantime.
And they do here. Jack Harrison behind the net. Harrison with it, broken up by Lohman. 59 seconds remaining in the power play. Lohman across the line. Left side, Lohman in front of Cooley. He missed it. Brown shoots. Pad save. Bell with it. Power play is 46 seconds. Right side to Brown. Fans yelling, shoot it. And Brown's pass was fanned on enough to be cleared by Harrison.
And Harrison's going off on the bench, Steve. I think that initial shot from the point had hit him either in the ankle or the knee, so he was slow to get up and was slow to go to the bench on this penalty kill.
30 seconds left. Ice Bears carry it in, but as soon as it goes in, it's cleared out by Maryville. Bell works the power play. Now over to Kelly in front of Saunders, and he just missed. Power play has 9 seconds. Underneath Saunders' stick. Oh, but it goes over to Kelly. Ice Bears work it. Now to Smith with a shot that misses. Brown to keep it in, and power play is over. And the Ice Bears cough up the puck. Out of the box. Karinji, but it's taken away by Stevens, and he'll clear it up to center ice. Ice Bears with Brackbill. He will work it down. Lost the puck. Gets cleared out to center. Racing once again, Karinji. He picks it up. Right side, that is. Gets a shot up and over Stevens and out of play. So yesterday, Dan, both teams were 0 for on the power play. Missouri State 0 for 4 and Maryville 0 for 2. Lifetime, each team in the series against each other, they are 1. Missouri State 1 for 16 and Maryville 1 for 12.
When I think a lot of the success for Maryville's penalty kill is showing in the last couple of minutes on that penalty kill. They're playing this pack mentality of having 3 players essentially where Missouri State is to try to get into the zone, and it's very opportunistic for Maryville to get control of the puck and prevent Missouri State from getting any zone time.
Stevens picks up the loose change. He'll hold on to it. 1:46 to go in the period. Jack Brackbill will be our guest at the first period intermission. And we were expecting another special guest. I'm not going to say who it is until he shows up or I see him. Don't want to plug him and he's not here. But last I knew he was going to be. So all you know, it's a he. Puck flipped out to center high. Taken by the Ice Bears, sent in, and a good play by O'Brien to keep it in. Bratton at the right point. Now to Barrett with a shot up high, and it gets deflected. It should stay in the zone as it was deflected by Maryville. And the officials say yes. So, Dan, you break it down, you got to get a goal in a minute 30 to make this a tie game going out into period number 2.
Yeah, and a little bit of nice pressure there by O'Brien going into the zone and causing Coffey to cough up the puck on a clearing attempt, but Barrett's shot, unfortunately for Missouri State, got blocked.
Puck comes out to center after the Ice Bears did win the face-off draw, but Maryville took advantage of it. Now grabbed with 1:19 to go in the period by Maryville. Flipped into the zone by TJ Prexler. Prexler had his puck intercepted by the Ice Bears defense of Bryant Fuller, and it's cleared out to the Ice Bears line. That's as far as it goes, and Barrett lost it. Grabbed by Starvu, the assistant captain, 6 goals, 9 assists. Puck comes right in. Stevens with a save as he had some traffic in front by a Saint, and the officials let things play. Puck comes up again. Prexler with it. Right side. Save Stevens as it came over to Gagan. And Stevens makes the save. Now a shot again, and a blocker save is getting the opportunity with Starvu, and Stevens will hold on.
And I think that initial pressure, Steve, was from Gagan on the initial rush. He was fighting with an Ice Bears defenseman and had crashed into the net, and that puck was sitting right in the crease, and fortunately for Stevens, he was able to see it and have the defense clear the puck away, but some great pressure by the Saints in the later stages of this first period.
I'm sure Stevens just a little upset at what was going on there after getting pushed into a couple of times. Now we get a whistle for another stoppage in play as Stevens holds on to it. 31.8 seconds remaining in the period. Shots are even up at 8 apiece. The only thing that is not even is the scoreboard. And Hansen with his first with the Division I squad on the power play. And that's been it. That one coming at 11:12. Bell across the line, gets slashed but still has it. He shoots, gets his own rebound. Bell gets upended, 17 seconds to go. There is no penalty. And Maryville will clear it all the way down. This will be icing. So icing with 10.4 seconds, and honestly, we could have added about another, 0.6 of a second on that. But Georgia does a great job with the clock, so we'll take it. 10.4 seconds remaining. I want to say hi to our general manager, Ryan Armstrong, along with his father, Dave, and brother and mom, Rhonda. They're all listening from Connecticut. Big shout out to them. Or watching, I would assume, either one.
And here I thought they were in Vegas.
No Vegas this time, as there's probably snow there. First period comes to an end. Missouri State does get credit for a last-second shot there. So Ed Coffey faces 9. Bailey Stevens faces 8 in the first period. Penalty-wise, 2 for 4 minutes for Missouri State, 2 for 4 minutes for Maryville. But Missouri State 0 for 1 on the power play. Maryville 1 for 1. That is the difference right now. The only goal, a power play goal. Henson up high. And that is where we finish period number 1 with a 1-0 lead for the Maryville University Saints. Dan, I think you can argue it's been a little better period for Missouri State. I don't think it's been the best of the series. And when I say that, there's still 2 periods to go.
Right, exactly. And the defense, I believe, has been a lot better, at least in this first period thus far. But if you're Missouri State, Steve, you got to get back to what you were having success with in the first 5-6 minutes of that period, and that was getting into the zone and moving the puck around. We've seen the last 10-plus minutes of that period. Anytime Missouri State would try to get into the zone, there'd be 1, 2, 3, sometimes even 4 Maryville Saints players going after the puck, and you can't have any success as far as that goes in trying to get the puck into the zone. if that's the case. So if they're able to get into the zone and move the puck around a little bit more, they'll have better chances for shots and better chances for goals.
Yeah, neutral zone, they're getting a little bit better play. They are getting better play down in deep in the offensive zone, so hopefully that will continue on. Well, I mentioned about a special guest, and I know I just threw him on here, and I haven't said anything yet, but our special guest is Ted Keller. Ted, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Steve?
Doing well, and Ted, the reason I'm asking you is I know you just walked in. I've got an interview set up ready to roll here in just a second.
Sure,
but
sure.
If you're going to be around and want to join us for period number 2, that would be great.
Yeah, I could do that.
And meanwhile, get a weather forecast ready to go because we need to know what's going to happen for Thanksgiving or for Christmas. I mean,
white Christmas, you bet.
Yeah, need to know all that.
It's pretty easy in here. Yeah, it's cold.
Yeah, definitely in here. It's absolutely cold, but. Looking forward to having you on at period number 2. That would be
I'll stop by. Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. What do you think so far of this game?
You know, I'm a relatively new fan to hockey in general, and so and I really didn't even know that they played here, and so this is my second game, and it's wonderful. It's great.
Okay. You know me. You've known me for years.
Yes.
And you knew what I did, and you still didn't realize there was a hockey team here?
I did not. No. Isn't that incredible?
That is, that's crazy.
I'm in my own little weather weenie world.
I know. Well, and you were always busy, and you were always doing things.
Yeah, but it's great. This is a resource, and I want to think that maybe the Blues have helped out a little bit, with awareness. I know that's worked on me. For hockey awareness, so it's great.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to take a break, and our special guest will join us at period number 2, during period number 2. That is Ted Keller. But in a moment, we'll come back with an interview with the Ice Bears' Jack Brackbill. We'll do that in just a moment. After one period of play, 1-0 Maryville over Missouri State.
This is Barrel Bob, MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. You'll be seeing more of me as the weather warms up. Crews will be working on our roads. That means lanes will be closed for construction and maintenance work on our highways. As you approach a work zone, please don't drive distracted. You need to pay attention. I want you and my friends working on the roads to all get home safely. Remember, buckle up and put down your phone. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
We're back at the Stan Melton Ice Arena, Jordan Valley Ice Park. Steve Casson now talking with Jack Brackbill from Peoria, Illinois, the freshman. And Jack, I know you're still looking for your first point.
Yep.
At least a goal. I mean, you do have 3 assists.
Yep.
So looking for that. So let me ask you right off the bat. What's your reaction gonna be when you get that first goal? Have you even thought about it?
No, I haven't. I think it's just going to be on the moment thing. It depends on how good the goal is. If it's a garbage goal, I don't know if it's going to be that big of a celebration. But we're talking about a snipe, then who knows what could happen.
From Peoria, Illinois, fairly close.
Yeah.
What made you decide to go to Missouri State?
Well, they have a good construction program here, and I've worked in construction all my life with my buddy's family's company. And then their hockey team have done very well over the past couple of years, so I thought it was a perfect fit.
Now, you, of course, coach has got you really kind of zeroed into the third line, and you like where you are right now?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I've always been the player. I can play wherever. I mean, I used to play D when I was younger, but I've mostly played forward all my life. But wherever he needs me, I'm all right to play there.
One of the things that I've noticed about you is you hustle a lot, and you're always in the play. You always get back, and I think that's the whole defensive mentality of things. Since you played the position before, you kind of know what you have to do.
Yeah, right.
And if you're close enough, you're going to come back, and you're going to be that extra D if need be. But that makes you a good two-way player, something that I've noticed, and I'm sure coaches noticed that too.
Yeah, the whole defensive thing when I played when I was younger has helped my game tremendously. And if you're good on offense and defense, you're a good hockey player.
Plus, you skate probably a lot more and a lot harder than half of the other guys out there. But
I mean, it's all conditioning.
Well, that's another thing too. When you got to ACHA Division I, did you realize, or have you realized, the type of conditioning that you're going to need.
Yeah, well, I've played a pretty serious level all my life, so conditioning was a huge thing. So, I mean, nothing's changed since I came here. I mean, it's all important to be conditioned, to be ready, to be strong. I mean, you just got to do it.
Jack Brackbill is joining us of Missouri State, and as I mentioned on that third line, one of the things that I've noticed about this hockey club, and especially Jeremy Law, the head coach, he's not afraid to put any line out there.
Right.
And usually it's the line that's really clicking. Sometimes it can be that fourth line. I've seen that fourth line have several shifts above everybody else, and it seems all of a sudden he's running the third line a lot now.
Yep. Well, I mean, if our line gets the guys going, then it gets the guys going and playing. If we have all four lines rotating perfect, playing good, then, hey, that's how you win hockey games.
Do you have siblings?
I do. I have one brother.
Does he play hockey?
He used to, but he played college baseball, and then he got married early, and now he's in accountant downtown Chicago.
Okay, so the sports portion of him is gone by way of the family portion now.
Yeah, yep.
So if he has kids, will it be hockey or baseball, you think?
Oh, probably hockey. Hockey, definitely.
What made him decide to play baseball?
Well, he always played both sports when he was younger, but then back in Peoria, one year the organization didn't have a team at his level, so he played baseball that year and got pretty serious into it, and then that's how he decided he wanted to play in college.
Jack Brackbill of Missouri State is joining us. So you are number 10. Now, I don't know if that's just by happenstance that the number was available, but is 10 your number?
No, I usually go for 2 or 22, but I changed it up this year and went 10.
Well, there was no 2, there's no 22. You could have done it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the numbers were available, but maybe we'll switch here in the future, but who knows.
Jack Brackbill is our guest. Who is your favorite hockey team? Now, of course, growing up in Peoria, it's very possible it could be the Blackhawks.
Oh, 100% the Blackhawks. But ever since I've been down here at school, I mean, every night we're watching the Blues go at it. So I like the Blues, but, hey, if the Chicago Blackhawks aren't winning the Cup, I want the Blues to win the Cup.
There you go. Were you, of course, part of the whole – well, you were as far as the team got their picture taken when the Cup was here in Springfield. What hockey team can claim that they've had the puck sitting on this ice before? They've had it in the Cup.
Yeah.
And they've had it in the locker room.
Yep.
What other hockey team – in recent memory can claim that?
That's a great experience to have, and it's good for the community too, since Springfield's not that big of a hockey community. So if bring the Stanley Cup here, grab some attention of the people, and who knows, they might come out to a game of ours.
I had a chance to talk to Tom Stillman, who is the owner of the Blues. He could not believe the amount of people that came out.
Yeah, I mean, it's growing quick. So I mean, who knows? Maybe get the attendance up some more.
Jack Brackbill is joining us of Missouri State. Do people recognize you as a hockey player? I mean, I'm sure if you wore what you're wearing now, the hockey shirt and warm-ups, but do they recognize you?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've always been playing hockey all my life, so, I mean, I don't really look like a hockey player. I mean, I work out, I have big legs, but, I mean, I don't think that if somebody saw me the first time, be like, oh, he played hockey, but, hey.
So let me tell you, who I think you look. You look like a YouTuber guy that's going to go on campus and start filming and have his own YouTube channel.
No, I have watched YouTube my life, but I never got into the filming thing.
Really? Well, that's interesting. So you could care less about social media?
I mean, I get on social media every once in a while. I think it's probably not. I mean, I don't like to get on it too much because a lot of it's just like criticism and a lot of hate going on, but I mean, I'm on social media, but I mean, every teen is.
Sure, and now social media even more, you kind of have to watch your P's and Q's.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to be careful what you post, especially if you're in an organization like this.
Absolutely. Jack Brackbill is joining us of Missouri State, the freshman from Peoria, Illinois. Who is your favorite NHL player?
Like my favorite NHL hockey team, probably Patrick Kane. I mean, that guy can do just about anything on the ice. He's quick. He knows to get in the open space, and he can make plays that are unbelievable.
Who is, and I guess it would be a favorite player if you met him, but what NHL players have you met?
Well, AAA club I played for was the Chicago Mission, and we practiced at the Blackhawks facility. So we'd come in on Saturday morning games, and the Blackhawks would be practicing, and we'd give them all knuckles and stuff when they got off the ice. So I mean, I've never formally met them, but I just said like, "Hey man, what's up?" Like it was a great experience playing with the Chicago Mission. I mean, they did everything right, and it was a great experience.
I've been to the Blackhawk store in downtown Chicago. That's always nice. In fact, the only item that I bought in there, I just could not buy anything Blackhawks. But they had it was on sale, and it was the original 6 sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And I bought that, so I have that. It is an extra large. It's the only thing they had, and I got to tell you, it is huge. I need to wash it and maybe see if it'll shrink a little bit. Because I think it's 100% cotton. But so I've gone there, and I got to tell you though, Chicago's probably one of the better cities to be in. It's pretty nice. Yeah,
I mean, it has its ups and downs, but Chicago's a great city, and I mean, every time I go there, I mean, dang, this city's cool. But yeah.
Jack Brackbill is joining us of Missouri State. Do you have any type of ritual, like something that you do to get ready for a hockey game?
I mean, I go through the same stretches every game. I mean, I drink a Red Bull before a game. Usually I like to get some Jimmy John's, but Subway, either or. But when it comes to game time, I mean, I get dressed the same way every practice, every game. I mean, just you all got your rituals whenever you start.
Has there ever been a time where something happened and you didn't do whatever you needed to do, or have you always accomplished the ritual?
I mean, I like to keep the ritual the same, but there's been a few times I change it up, and if I play good that day, I stick with it.
So it's something
job, new anything.
Okay, you voluntarily done it. It's nothing that you forgot or anything like that.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I know players get so upset they forget something in the ritual, and maybe something bad happens, and that's what they remember.
I'm not like that. Usually, if I just play good, I remember what I did before that game, and I keep it the same until I play bad.
Jack Brackbill is our guest of Missouri State. What do you want to accomplish when this season is over? You personally, what do you want to have said? Okay, I got this done on the ice, or whether it's on the ice, off the ice, whatever. What do you want to accomplish?
I mean, I want to win games. I want to go out there and play hard every game, and hopefully, I want to go to nationals, and I want to play. I want to be competitive. And I want to go out there for the guys on the team and work hard.
Well, one of the things that I mentioned earlier that you do is you are all over the ice. You do work hard. Whenever you touch the puck, you can tell, as just the average person, you can tell that you're working hard out there, and you're giving it 100%. And obviously that's why head coach Jeremy Law, during tryouts, he told me, he said, I'm getting that guy right there, Brackbill.
Appreciate that.
So he kind of saw something in you, and of course it's transitioned onto the ice. Next season, we're going to lose 14 seniors. Next season, you'll be that sophomore. You'll kind of, there's still going to be a couple of juniors that are going to be seniors, but really 1 or 2 sophomores. You're going to be kind of that guy that maybe have to be looked upon when the freshmen come in. Are you ready for that role?
Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever to get guys ready, get new guys in here, get them used to the program. I'll take them through whatever these guys taught me. I mean, I learned a lot when I came to the first practice here. And if we need some recruits for next year, I'm excited for it. But I want to focus on this year first and get what needs to be done this year, and then focus on next year.
So I'm going to ask this question, and it's going to be kind of a difficult one, but you look at this hockey club, 8-2 right now. Is this what you thought this team would be? And if not, what needs to happen to make a difference? I
mean, yeah, we've lost some bad games, but we're just taking each game time at a time. I mean, work hard at practice every week, and hey, hopefully we can turn it around tonight and next semester and get what we needed to get done and get in that spot for nationals.
Spoken like somebody who's been put on the spot before. You just give that general answer and kind of get out of that hard question. But that's also spoken like someone who doesn't get on social media much either. So Jack Brackbill is joining us. Do you have a favorite food, something that you love to eat? You mentioned Jimmy John's, but is there something else maybe that you'd love to eat before a game?
I don't know. I like to keep it light before a game, but I like to eat buffalo wings when I'm not playing. But I usually keep it pretty light before games.
So, what is your favorite non-hockey have-to-eat type food?
Definitely wings and burgers, 100%.
All right, you're gonna go with that. What type of burger?
I like bacon burger, little pickles on it, some
Okay.
ketchup.
That's interesting. Bacon burger, pickles. You throw maybe grilled onions on there? No?
I'm not a big onion guy. Depends on what I'm eating onions with.
I got to tell you what, the raw onions, forget it. But the
Yeah.
grilled onions, there's
those, yeah.
something about that that's just amazing. But it is, it's good food though, that's for sure.
Yep.
Jack Brackbill is joining us. Jack, appreciate it, and hopefully that big 0 that I know is just on your shoulder waiting to get flicked off.
Yep.
Hopefully that'll happen soon, and again, I don't know what you're going to think of as far as what your reaction's going to be, but the cool thing I think about hockey is that everybody skates right in front of the
Yep.
bench, and usually it's just a hand tap or something
Yeah.
like that. But maybe if you get the stick ride or
Yeah.
the boat or something like that,
Yeah.
do something fun. I don't think there's a penalty for it in the
I don't
ACHA.
think there is
so.
either. So who knows? We'll see.
All right. Well, I wish you good luck, more goals for the rest of the season, okay?
Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks a lot. Jack Brackbill. We'll take a break. Be back. More hockey coming up in a moment. Well, looks like that break is not going to happen as the officials are ready to get things going here for period number 2. But let's take a look for the final games of Christmas. Head coach Jeremy Law in his nice Christmas attire, and I think Brendan McClue, the assistant coach, he's got some interesting attire too. Far cry from a couple of years ago, Dan, when they had some really, really bright stuff going on, but not here tonight.
Whatever gets everybody in the Christmas spirit, I'm all for it.
19:58 as the second period is underway. Puck cleared back down into the Maryville zone. And I think, unfortunately, Ted thought I meant intermission. I meant during the game for him to come and join us. But either way, maybe we'll talk to him second period intermission. Puck gets flipped up and out of play and into the scorer's bench, so we'll have a face-off. This should come at center ice.
And Coach Law going with the B-line to start off the period again, and they actually come up with a fantastic chance. I believe it was Barrett that had a pass in front of the net that just missed wide of Coffey's glove. Otherwise, this could have been a tie game.
Brown lost it. Taken away by Starvu. Starvu, the assistant captain. Nice move on his knees. He's able to get a shot, but it'll be Brown to give it to Barrett as the Ice Bears intercept in their own zone. Flip it off the glass. It takes a bad bounce, but Bratton is able to get in front of it. Now Brown will sweep around and help it back out. 19:12 to go in the period. Line change for Missouri State, and while they do that, it is Barrett behind the net. Gets away from a check, looking for Heiserode on the left side. He gets a shot in, save, rebound, move to the corner, and taken away by Maryville. They'll bring it out to center ice. They have a 2-on-2 into the zone, drop down in low. Heiserode runs some rough shot there. Bell will intercept with some help by Heiserode at the half boards. Comes right up the middle, and Starvu was right there. It went off of his stick. Gagin is able to grab it, but taken away by Missouri State. 3-on-2 into the zone. Ice Bears line change, and they keep it onside. Solnikov's the one that did that. Puck is sent all the way back to the Missouri State zone, and no icing. Stevens will send it over to Heiserode. Underneath the stick of Chad Lounder in Missouri State. While they're playing with the puck, it is Maryville with a line change. Now they have some numbers as they tried to get a shot off on the left side. Broken up by a skate of the Ice Bears. Here comes Solnikov. Off of his skate. And Missouri State with Bell to bring it across the line. Bell with a backhander is blocked. 18:03 to go in the period. 1-0 Maryville. Puck is cleared out to center. This is going to be a race. Brown can't get to it, but Karinji does, and a shot gets deflected up and out of play. Well, joining us once again, our special guest, Ted Keller. Ted, so the forecast right now is for cold. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, I don't know about the snow part, but I think that the cold part is I see a lot of ups and downs in December.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what I want to know is there going to be any snow? I'm going out to my cousin's son's wedding next weekend, the 14th, I believe, and I have to go through Chicago. Any snow in Chicago that weekend?
There might be. Yeah,
That's what I was worried about.
Not here, but there.
In case folks who are just tuning in and hear a voice that's familiar, it's Ted Keller, used to be with Color 10, and I know you've been at various places around, but now you work for Sun Solar.
Sun Solar, yeah.
That's
absolutely
amazing. Are the credits still available?
Yes, you get federal tax credit, and we live in a solar-friendly state, so you get credits for every ounce that you produce.
Now, that is until the end of the year, or will it be still available next year?
That's going on for a couple more years.
Oh,
and
wow.
They may extend it.
Okay, so that's the question I had, because you hear all these things about, get it before the end of the year, it's going to go away, but no.
All I did was drop by 4%, so yeah,
Okay.
It's still very much in effect.
Ice Bears keep it in the Maryville zone. They get a line change too, 16:55 to go in the period. And it'll be a flip in that Stevens will hold on to. Now, you're still teaching at Missouri State, correct?
Yes, all online now.
Oh, it's all online.
That's right.
Well, see, way back when I took one of your weather courses, which I got to say was absolutely awesome. And I know you still have it because you sent me a picture of it. But the gift that I gave you, I think, is the one that keeps on giving. But
it is.
I took a poster of Twister and I superimposed your face over Bill Paxton.
Yes.
And I also changed it. It was Twister starring Ted Keller with, what was her name?
Helen Hunt.
Hunt.
She's never looked better next to me.
I'm sure your wife, as we get a big hit, as Brackbill throws one there, but I'm sure your wife got a big kick out of it.
We laugh about it. It's a prominent location in my office. It's still hanging up.
That's great. I love that. I just thought it was one of the best gifts I think I could ever give someone, and I'm glad I gave it to you.
It was nice. It was very, very thoughtful. I treasure it.
16:06 to go in the period. After a couple of big hits, the Ice Bears starting to put some pressure on. Fuller behind his own net. He gets taken away by Harrison. Now Brackbill gets in, and as he gets upended, it is cleared out to center ice. 1-0 Maryville, and the fans starting to get a little bit more active here as they're getting into things. Bailey Stevens directing traffic. Hopkins sends it down in low, and the Ice Bears with a line change, and the B line will come on for Missouri State. They keep it in on the left side. Barrett is there to push, but instead it's flipped out to center, and it's a 2-on-2. Leading it is Starvu for the Saints. He's going to go to the bench. He broke his stick. It may have been slashed out of his hands, and that's why.
It was Steve Heiserud's going to go here for slashing.
So a penalty to Sam Heiserud of Missouri State, who slashed the stick out of Starvu. And it's power play number 2, and you don't want to give the Saints a power play. They're already 1 for 1.
Especially after the success of that first one, Steve, they were able to move the puck quite well around the boards and along the blue line that led to Henson's goal. Another opportunity for the Saints here with just over 5 minutes in, or less than 5 minutes into this second period.
Bell to take the draw. He did not win it. Grabbed by Trevor Henson. Got a goal in yesterday's game. It comes out to the left side. Kubanek with it. A couple of players for Maryville fall down, but play continues behind the net. Smith's there to push. Bell surveys the scene. He's going to try to pick the puck away as soon as somebody lets it go free. Still a battle for it. The official has not blown the play dead, and finally it's taken by Brown. He'll send it all the way down and will kill at least another few seconds off of this power play. 1:23 remaining in it. Maryville out of their own zone, right side, swung all the way around. It'll go to Kubanek. Only reason I know it's Kubanek is he's pretty tall. Cannot see the numbers much. Here come the Ice Bears, short-handed. They got one yesterday, 2-on-1 in front. Smith, and he just fanned on it right out in front of Coffey. Ice Bears have it again. Here's Bell. He shoots, tipped in front. Missed by Cooley. He was getting boxed out, and it's a 4-on-2 for Maryville. Working it to Prexler. He shot, his shot that is, and Stevens makes the save. Far side, losing his stick once again is Starvu, and it's cleared all the way down on goal, and a line change for Maryville. The Ice Bears will do a partial change. 33 seconds remaining. Harrison. No, that's actually 25. Henson. He'll work it into the zone. Left side, drive, score! It went up over the glove of Stevens, and Starvu gets it. It's a power play goal. It is 2-0 in favor of Maryville.
I think, Steve, there's been a scouting report on Stevens to go high tonight. As we had seen that with a few shots earlier in the game. We saw that with Henson's goal, and we see that with Stavru's goal here. A perfectly placed shot, and again, once again, I don't know how much of that Stevens had seen, but that goes over his glove once again, and Maryville takes a 2-0 lead. 2 for 2 on the power play are the Saints thus far.
Yeah, Missouri State, we saw that a couple of games ago when the Ice Bears played Central Oklahoma, and they went 3 for 3, and that was the deciding factor. But Stavru will get it. That is his 7th goal of the season for Maryville. And they are perfect in each period. They've scored a power play goal. Ice Bears work it to Brown, tipped in front, save, rebound, score! Zane O'Brien will get his 3rd goal of the season. I know Bratton was there. Maybe he put it in, but I think it was O'Brien on the doorstep, and Missouri State has come within a goal. It's 2-1.
I think I'm with you, Steve. I might say Bratton might get this one. He was able to get a shot from the point from Brown that had squeaked through Coffey's pads. Both O'Brien and Bratton were at the net. Nice traffic there to corral the rebound, and one of those two had buried it. And a nice response there from Missouri State to trim this lead to 1.
I think on second look, it's going to be Bratton's goal.
Power play by number 10, Anthony Stavru, assisted by number 25, Trevor Henson. Time of that goal at 6:20 of the second period. Scored on the power play by number 10, assisted by number 25.
Well, that's the first goal.
Missouri State goal scored by number 9, Jordan Bratton. Assisted by number 15, Zane O'Brien. And by number 18, Chris Brown. Time of that goal at 6:46 of the second period. Scored by number 9, assisted by number 15 and number 18.
So the Ice Bears take just 26 seconds to get a goal, and it's a 2-1 contest, and it was Bratton's goal for Jordan Bratton. That is goal number 4 this season. And Dan, it's kind of the B line on that. It's Bratton, O'Brien, and Brown on defense. So it's 2-1 now. Missouri State will send it in the Maryville zone. Shot comes in, and Coffey will be able to make the save. Well, it's been a while since we've been able to say anything to you, Ted. But,
no, you're fine. I just have to say, you are a multitasking machine. If anybody has a chance to actually watch what you do here, you got your finger on a lot of different buttons, and you're writing, and you're editing, and you're speaking, and you're controlling, turning my... hats off to you. You're doing a great job.
I keep joking with everybody I have ADD for some strange reason, because if I'm not doing multitasking, I don't know, I would be bored out of my mind.
That's why I let Steve tie up all the cords, Ted, once all the broadcasts are done.
Yeah, he just says, what do you need? And he goes and grabs it and leaves the cords.
Exactly.
Although tonight, hopefully it'll be a fast game. We've got the Ice Bears Coaches Show from Civil Kitchen and Tap. That'll be on Jock 98.7 FM tonight at 10:30. We hope you'll tune in for that. 11:24 to go in the period, and we're going to get a delayed offside. Maryville clears the zone, and it'll be the Ice Bears to set it up to Heinrich Lohman. Off of Lohman's stick, down in low. Sollenbach to push it through. Lohman gets pushed down, and it will be Maryville to lead it to Karinji. Line change for Maryville. Ice Bears have the puck. They're going to send it to Lohman. He's free left side. He shoots, and Coffey will hold on, and Lohman pushes. And now we get some sticks flying and maybe some punches going on behind the net. Lohman's in there. I think Trevor Henson for the Saints are. So is Jim Hunter. They're pushing along with Hunter Sollenbach of Missouri State, or actually Spencer Sollenbach. And now the fans reacting to the official pushing a player down. And I think that player that got pushed is going to go. Oh, Sollenbach's going to go also.
And that's the second time that Sollenbach's going to the box for some extracurricular activities. And it looked like Henson and Lohman went to the box as well, Steve, so we'll see what accumulates from all the after the whistle festivities.
So, Ted, that'll give us a second to talk to you. I know that you said this is probably, what, your second game you've been to?
Yes. Yep. Second game here, and would love to maybe drive up to watch the Blues play here maybe this season. I hope that maybe that seemed to be a pretty exciting thing to do. Yeah.
Last year, it's really funny because last year I went New Year's and saw the Blues. They played the Rangers, and they were horrible. That was actually, believe it or not, that was a good game, but they didn't play as well as they should have. And just a couple of days later, all of a sudden, you know, they fire the coach, Yo's out, Berube's in, and the next thing you know, the rest is history.
Yeah.
And they've done something no team has ever done. No team has ever gone from last to first so late in the season that the Blues did. And
that's what I understand.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Yeah. I think that it's such a fast-paced game, and the thing that I had to, when I first started watching, the thing I had to get used to was, you know, my closest comparison is like a basketball game. So you're used to watching basketball and having a really, when in comparison, a lot of control. This is just chaos on with low friction, basically.
So one of the things that I really like is, even though you're not doing weather, you're still doing weather. You've got your own website. You on Facebook, you post literally as if you were just a news team. You post a lot of models and things, and I find myself going directly to you to find out information, because I remember there was a time when I worked at KTTS, and I know you worked at KTTS for a little bit too,
yes.
And I was getting prepared. I had to go on the air, and we had to talk about the fact that there was a major winter storm coming. And I got on, and I was also doing news with the weather, so I had to do a news segment about how to get prepared and all this and what's going to happen. And we're looking for 6 to 8 inches of snow. And I'm expecting Sunday or Saturday morning when I do my news, okay, I'm pretty much going to have to camp in because it's going to be this ton of snow. Blue sky the entire weekend.
I think I know which storm you're talking
about.
Yeah.
And I remember Ron Hurst coming on. I watched Ron, and he said, "Guys, I am so sorry. We have completely gotten this one wrong."
Yeah.
I mean, there was nothing.
Yep. I remember. It was a Saturday morning. I remember because I came into work. Yeah, which I normally don't do unless there's bad weather. And yeah, you're pretty much playing catch up at that point, trying to explain what happened.
Exactly. And but the thing is, and I know you can probably explain it more, but you have different models. When people talk about models, it's not like a model ship or anything.
Right.
It's actual computer models that predict with weather patterns and moisture and everything else, and humidity, and all the different factors. And you probably explained it better than I can.
No, you did great.
But it predicts what it thinks and where things are going to go and what that line may be. And there's a couple of different ones. I think the American model, the Canadian model, and
there's so many more now than even then. So there's
I don't know what the national news or the local news uses, but because you talk about, well, we've got this model maybe saying this and this model may be saying that. So honestly, we really don't know.
Well, I always found that part of your job was to actually give a definitive answer. You can show all the models and all the outcomes, but ultimately people want to know what you think, and that's the tough part.
Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why I love going to your website, and I always get it. I follow you, so I always get it when you post it. And another thing that I do also post is we're talking to Ted Keller, very well-known weatherman here in Springfield, Missouri. Used to be on Color 10 for many, many years. Chief meteorologist for many, many years. But you're going to have to tell me where you go. But I see your live posts of these jazz places. I'm like, I didn't know there was jazz in Springfield. You got to tell me where these are.
Oh, yeah, and that's really, it's been around, but when you go down to the Hepcat, that's just one of many venues. The Hepcat's a new place that does just jazz, pretty much. But it's really enjoyed kind of a resurgence here lately. I've always loved, it's truly an American art form, so I'm thrilled that it's really taken on some traction here in town.
Well, while we were discussing all that, the only penalty that's up on the board, and I'm sure there's more, is a 2-minute penalty to Trevor Henson. So Missouri State will go on power play number 3, but several penalties, and we'll catch up with those in a second. But fans are yelling, "Let's go Bears." 10:37 to go in the period. Let's catch the call.
To Missouri State number 11, Henrik Lohman, a 10-minute misconduct. To Missouri State number 7, Spencer Sollenbach, a 10-minute misconduct and a 2-minute minor for roughing. To the Maryville Saints number 25, Trevor Henson, a 2-minute minor for elbowing and a 10-minute misconduct. And a number 17, Jim Hunter, 2-minute minor for roughing and a 10-minute misconduct. Time of all those penalties at 9:05 of the second period, resulting in a one-man advantage power play for the Missouri State Ice Bears.
Well, that was explained by public address announcer Kevin Thurl, and that's why Missouri State is on the power play. When I get a chance, I'll total all that up for you, but it's a lot of penalty minutes right now. 57 seconds left in the Ice Bears power play, which they have kept it in the zone. They've not got very many shots, but here's Heiseroth. He'll set it up. Bring it back and wait for Missouri State to finish their change. Barrett out of his own zone. Lead pass to Bratton. Too far for him. It's going to be an icing call. No, it's been waived. 30 seconds to go. Near side board, Salnikov had it with a bad bounce, and he's not able to grab. Now working the puck is Juliusson. But the Ice Bears will set it up. That wasted about 14-15 seconds of the power play. Heiseroth to Salnikov. Off of his stick, and Nikita is just getting the best of everything now. And he lost the puck. Power play is expired. We're 5-on-5. 8:52 to go in the second period. A 2-1 lead for Maryville. O'Brien calling for it back from Barrett. He has it. Shot, save, rebound. It's cleared to the point, held in. Left side, Fuller drive. It's blocked. Down in low. Working it is Cole Mudra. He's able to clear it. No, instead he'll take it himself for Maryville. Across the line, into the zone. Triple team, but still has the puck. Drops it off, gets it to Christian Alvijan. Score! It's 3-1 Maryville. And I don't know how much of that was Missouri State not able to change, Dan, but very tough for the Ice Bears.
Yeah, they weren't able to get back, Stephen. We had made mention of the pack mentality that Maryville plays in their defensive zone. Having 2, 3, 4 players go to the puck. Missouri State sitting back quite a bit there, and Maryville able to take advantage with the cross-ice pass, and I believe that might have been Alvagron that finished that one off. But at any rate, Maryville gets their 2-goal lead back.
That was the tail end of that goal. We'll see if we can hear it and hear the call in a second. Meanwhile, Stevens has to make a save. It's loose, and it's cleared out to center. Oh, another bad opportunity. Let's catch the call.
Number 9, Cole Mudra, assisted by number 16, Phil Kemmer. Time of that goal at 11:36 of the second period. Scored by number 9, assisted by number 16.
This one is the only non-power play goal that Maryville has scored. And it is a 3-1 lead for Maryville. Kelly on the ice. They'll try to take a run at things. 7:33 to go in the period. Beeline on again for Missouri State. Bratton has it pickpocketed across the line. Bratton is there trying to work it. It's out to center. Barrett Had it go off of his stick and behind him, and it shoved all the way down to the Missouri State end of the ice. Stevens, he was looking, and while he was looking, coming behind him was Prexler, and he almost stole the puck. 7:06 to go in the period. Puck kicked out to center. Now tic-tac. Left side, across the line, and it'll be Bratton to clear it. Oh, it hopped up over. It took a bad bounce over Kimmer and hopped over. Here come the Ice Bears with Barrett in a drive-in save there as the Ice Bears will have the face-off. Let's take a look at that goal. This is goal number 3, as it was just kind of a bad series of plays, and then it was just a shot that I don't know if Stevens flat out missed or if it was Mudra behind, but he gets his 4th of the season, and it's 3-1 now.
And kind of a game of what if, Steve. Missouri State didn't have a lot of chances on that power play that you had noted, but Stuart Hopkins had a grade A chance in front early on in the power play. Had the puck hop over his stick on a cross-ice pass. He had a wide open net, and had that been the case, this might be a different game right now.
Here come Maryville again across the line into the zone. Solnikoff intercepts. Nikita's 1-on-3 right side. Nice move. Gets pulled off the play. Penalty. Shot up high, and it may have gone off the crossbar. Saved by Coffey. It's touched up. It's a hooking call, and Missouri State will go back on the power play. This will be number 4.
And Solnikoff doing what he does best, Steve, able to use his speed to get into the zone and draw a hooking call on one of the Saints. And if you're Missouri State, Steve, you have to capitalize on this opportunity given. Maryville has played a great game thus far, and you got to take advantage while you can to try to trim this deficit here with 6:23 remaining in the middle frame.
So Missouri State will get another power play opportunity to cut this lead from 2-1, although it's 3-1 on the scoreboard. Heiseroth, he'll shoot in, and it'll be saved by Coffey.
On the plate, number 3, Timothy Rye. 2 minutes for hooking at 13:37 of the second period. A 2-minute minor for hooking.
So it's Rye that gets called for that 2 minutes. So Ted, I have thought about solar. I don't know too much about it, other than I know that you literally are paying for the system yourself. So once it's installed, as Coffey has to make a save up high, Heiseroth will work it again. A shot in, save, rebound, and another one by Solnikoff missed. The initial shot by Bratton was missed, and Solnikoff on the rebound missed it too. Ice Bears trying to work the power play. Finally, it's cleared. So once you start generating electricity, you're no longer on the public utilities. You're generating your own, right?
Close one there. So we live in a solar-friendly state. Something called net metering is in effect here. It has been for many years. So basically, you are actually in cooperation with the utility. So you're called the customer generator or the member generator. You're actually a power source for them. And so, the power could be coming in part from the utility, or you at many times are sending it back out over the lines for everyone else to use because you have too much, and then you're giving credit for that. So it is a pretty nice setup. It really maximizes solar. Otherwise, you wouldn't get any credit for a sunny day when it's really overproducing.
Ice Bears on the power play for 41 seconds. Brown now to Bell. He shoots, and Coffey's there to gobble it up. So then what I've heard is through some other advertisements that once you're generating power, you no longer have a power bill that you're generating all the power, so you're using the power. But in this case, you would still have a bill then from your current utility company, but it's just lower?
Right. And so, many, when solar first started taking off in Missouri, this idea of eliminate your electric bill came out. It's not incorrect, but what you have to do is consider an entire year, first of all, because the sun changes position in the sky, so it's going to do better in the summer than it is in the winter. So it is true to say that solar can completely give you everything you need on a yearly basis.
Ice Bears, Brackville had a great chance up in front. Here's Cooley, 3 seconds to go on the power play. Cooley still works it, and it'll come out to center ice as we're back to 5-on-5. Stolen by Maryville. Saints bring it in. They lead 3-1 here in the second period. Puck cleared down all the way to the Maryville zone. This will be an icing call. So, for instance, I'm the kind of person that my bill is probably $40, and then if I use the air conditioning, we could be up to 90, maybe 100, but it's just me.
Right.
So if I get solar, now I've still got to pay for the solar system, right? But how much of that would offset my bill? And if I'm someone like that that's not using much solar, is it worth it for me to go to solar?
That would highly depend on, I'd have to see. So people often quote the, how much you pay, which is of course what you're going to do because you're the one writing the check. And then solar geeks like me, we look at kilowatt hours. So to really make a proper assessment for you or for anybody, we'd need to know how many kilowatt hours do you use. And it is possible that if you're really not using a very high power bill, that it's possible it may not be very beneficial to you. But in most cases, vast majority of cases, it would be.
Are there different systems? Like I know some have battery storage and some, like you said, just kind of generate the power back to the utility company. So there are a couple of different ones?
Yeah, so if we didn't have... they can't get that puck loose. There we go.
That's all right as a shot goes wide by Karinji. I know we got a hockey game going here. Let's not talk about solar just yet.
That's fine.
Puck comes in. Now we're going to get a penalty.
Come on!
And it is going to be a cross check assessed to Saunders. See if I can quickly total up Missouri State's penalty totals here. Eight penalties, 32 minutes for Missouri State. And this will be power play number 3. Oh, that's my wife here. Wait, hold on. Okay, there we go. There we go.
Yep. The obligatory Facebook picture, I'm sure.
Oh, that'll be nice. Power play for 149. Drive hit the crossbar again. Starvu was right there. Second one, I believe he's hit. Maryville working everything well here. And the Ice Bears just trying to keep things away. Things from running out of hand. Here's a shot in, save Stevens as Mudra gets the opportunity there. But, so, again, there are different systems. You guys offer the different systems?
So, and that's another thing that we fight against. Many years ago, before there was net metering, if you wanted to make sure you didn't waste your solar, you had to have some sort of storage. But that's not true anymore. Because of net metering, anything that you overproduce is given back to you by the power company by law. So if you want batteries, it would be solely because you really want a backup.
Off the draw again. Here is Bonnet. Waits, he shoots, and it's blocked in front, cleared by Matt Matty all the way down. 1:13 to go in the power play. 2:29 remaining here in this period. Coming up, second period intermission. Our special guest, well, it'll be just a guy I'm talking to, Jason Kelly. Had an interview with him a couple of weekends ago, and we'll replay that interview with Jason Kelly. But our special guest right now is Ted Keller. And Ted, Ryan Armstrong, our general manager, is with his father, and I know his father lives in Las Vegas. And his father apparently has Tesla solar panels, and he hasn't paid more than $13 a month in 2 years.
Oh, yeah. And that's very common.
And in a second, so we get a stoppage play, you can tell me what's the difference and what are Tesla panels.
Sure.
Here comes Juliuson with a drive through some traffic. Stevens sees it go high and wide. Kubanek with it again. Kubanek's going to work it down in low. 1:37 to go in the period. And the power play has 13 seconds. Gets over to Bonnet, and losing his stick was Kubanek. He kicks it down in low, and unfortunately Gagin runs into the referee, and after all of that, it's cleared. So what are Tesla solar panels?
So Tesla makes panels, but they also have been experimenting around with roof panels, which is really a combination of a solar panel and roofing, like composite
like shingles.
Yeah,
okay.
Right. And that technology is a little young.
But
we keep an eye on it.
we had an Ice Bear Bratton upended, and I think we're going to get a penalty. It was not called, but I think after all said and done, Bratton draws a penalty. Oh no, are they going to get both? Oh, the fans are reacting too much because now come the boos. Barrett is going to go. Dan, I've turned you more into a cameraman here in this period.
I was going to say, it looked like Barrett and Harrison had a little bit of a scuffle as one of the Ice Bears had actually tripped over that fallen stick in the middle of the ice, but at any rate, it looked like the referee might have been calling for both of them from behind the play. And with 2 penalties up on the board, it looks like we'll be 4-on-4 for the remainder of the period.
So I add all those penalties up, Dan, and you know what? We're even. 8 penalties each, 32 minutes.
A little bit more extracurricular and physical as opposed to last night's game, isn't it?
Puck stolen as Lounder coughed it up, but he made up for it with a block on the intended shot by Alvigren. Now the Ice Bears will push it out to center. Bratton will, and he'll brace for it. He might be able to, he wasn't able to break free, at least enough to get the puck. 30 seconds to go in the period. If there are no other penalties, we will go 4-on-4 into period number 3. Shot in, blocked. Bratton with it. He gets slashed, no penalty. Play continues, and Bratton will just clear it down. 14 seconds remaining in the period. As it is Maryville into the Missouri State zone. Bell with the guard, and 3 seconds to go, just enough to keep it out of harm's way. That'll do it for period number 2. Shots on goal in that period. Coffee faces 14 for a 2-period total of 23. Stevens faces 15 for, got to do my math here, 7. There we go. For a 2-period total of 15, 7 in that period on Stevens. Goals in that period, there were 3. First one on the power play as Stavru gets goal number 7. Henson with the assist. And that was, at that point, a 2-0 advantage. Then Jordan Bratton comes back, his 4th of the season at 6:46, just 24 seconds later. And the Ice Bears are within 1, but then Mudra will get his 4th of the season. Kemmer with the assist, and it is a 3-1 lead as we get ready to head into period number 3. Dan, your thoughts on that period? I still think Missouri State has a lot of things they need to tighten up on.
Yeah, and in the later stages of that period, and we had seen that on the 3rd goal for Maryville, their defense not getting back into the defensive zone, leaving a lot of open spaces, and that inevitably led to that 3rd goal. So if you're Missouri State, especially from an offensive standpoint, it was great to have 14 shots in that period, but a lot of them came from long range, something that Coffey was able to see easily, and the only opportunity they were able to take advantage of was one that had squeaked through his pads off of a point shot from Brown.
3-1 after 20. Make that 40 minutes of play. Our special guest, Ted Keller, joining us. Now, Ted, I know that you have, it's ceaselesswin.
I used to have a web. It's still there actually.
You don't use it much?
I changed it all over to my personal one now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just anything I talk about, whether it's jazz or weather or whatever or hockey, it's all on there now. So yeah, I probably need to go back and maintain that though, because I'm sure there's still content there from like 7 years ago.
Yeah, that was the go-to website.
It was. That's right.
For a while there. Yep. But now it's TedKeller.
Just TedWKeller.com. It's just I don't make any differentiation between weather or anything else I'll talk about from now on.
There you go.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
Yes.
I've always wanted to know this. Have you watched movies where they've had weathermen or movies where they've had a weather segment? Do you just watch that, and first of all, is it accurate? And second of all, if it's not, do you just shake your head and say, oh my gosh?
Yes. The one movie that I really like, and because Bill Murray, I don't know if he knew a weather person, but his sarcasm in Groundhog Day is spot on. I mean, yeah, you could tell he either hung out with somebody at a studio somewhere to understand what it's really about, but that's the one that I always think about is Groundhog Day. It's one of my favorite movies.
I do like, it's funny when you watch some of those B movies and, it has to do with weather, and they talk about this weather pattern, and oh my gosh, and it's going to collide, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, Ted has never been that demonstrative when there was a weather system going to collide. It's not a bad thing.
Yeah, not a bad thing at all. And I see, and there are some bad depictions, where they put fronts upside down, and it's just, you could tell that they didn't consult anybody when they decided to do this little weather segment in whatever movie you're talking about. Yeah, there's plenty of bad examples out there for sure.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk to Jason Kelly, interview with him. Ted, you are welcome to stay for the third period, or if you need to get back to your wife, I know she's probably sitting by herself.
I appreciate it. And Steve, it's been great. I'll probably go back and watch the rest of the game with the fam there, and son's here too, so yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, well, it's so good to see you, talk with you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And if I can, I'd like to take one of your classes again, just to refresh,
There you go. Yeah, they're only 8 weeks long now.
Oh, so that's right. But they're online. I don't get to sit in and see you.
No more chalk on my hands anymore. Now it's just, I do what you do, push the mouse button.
There you go. One quick last question. Do you still go on weather hunts?
Storm chasing. I do. It's very opportunistic, so I don't do it on a regular basis, but if I see something and I'm not too busy with solar panel appointments, then I'll go.
Let me know. I want to go next time.
All right. No problem.
All right. Ted Keller used to be the chief meteorologist on Color 10 here in Springfield, Missouri. Ted, thanks so much.
Thank you, Steve. I appreciate it.
We'll take a break. Be back. After 40 minutes of play, it's 3-1 Maryville.
Hey, Missouri! Barrel Bob here. I'm MoDOT's Work Zone spokesbarrel. I see a lot of distracted drivers in work zones not paying attention to the road. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of crashes. The average text takes 5 seconds to read. At 55 miles per hour, you could travel the length of a football field blindfolded. Don't take the chance. I want you and my friends working on the roads to get home safely. Please buckle up and put your phone down. A message from the Missouri Department of Transportation.
Back at Jordan Valley Ice Park, Steve Casson now talking with the newest member of the Missouri State Ice Bears and Jason Kelly, freshman, 6'1", 175 from St. Louis. And Jason, first of all, I thought you were number 26. Then you became number 74. Are you sticking with 74?
For now, yeah. 74 is going to be it. Got the freshman pick of the draw there.
Ah, that's what it was. I thought about that. I thought, 26 sounds like it's not really a freshman number. So, but you know what? You'll make some waves, and then you'll get to change your number. So, as I mentioned, listed at 6'1", 157. You're a big, tall guy. By the time you put the equipment on, you're a pretty big force out there.
Yeah, I probably get into around 160, 165, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for me it's big.
What made you decide to come to Missouri State?
I'm from St. Louis, and so about 3 years ago I came down when I was a sophomore in high school, and I did the summer camp. And I toured the school and met Law and all that, and I really liked it. I like being close to home, but the program kind of took off, and it's been getting better ever since. So I figure I'd be close to home and play really good hockey. So,
well, of course, St. Louis is generally where a lot of players are from. In fact, if you look down the lineup, probably about 14 or so from, let's see if I can do my quick counting here, 1, 2, 12. So we got 12 players from St. Louis. Obviously, games up near St. Louis, Lindenwood games, the Maryville games, that's going to be nice. It'll be kind of a homecoming for you. But did you have any type of aspirations of staying close going into college?
Yeah, for sure. I know I talked to Lindenwood a little bit just because they were so close, and the school itself, I think Missouri State's a much nicer and more fun school, but also I think the hockey, you're just kind of the experience you have outside of the success that you have every year here, which is national. You go to the national tournament, but also the atmosphere and the Springfield kind of takes you in there. You have a bunch of fans, and it's more of a big deal around campus than most other schools in the ACHA.
Jason Kelly is joining us, and Jason, so far, your thoughts about the first 4 games with Missouri State?
It's been really fun. It's different coming from juniors. You're playing with guys that are max 20, 21 years old, and now you got guys that are 25. So it's definitely interesting being young and getting to see all this, but it's been really fun. Been fun to hang out with the guys, and I've loved it so far.
What's the first thing that you've noticed about playing college hockey versus the juniors?
I think the guys are a little stronger. They're like a little more grown men. You get guys that are 23, 24, and being a 20-year-old, there's definitely a size difference and a strength difference out there. But other than that, I mean, it's the same game, so you just gotta kind of keep it simple.
Do you notice the difference in speed at all? Maybe there's a difference along the boards. I mean, anything that you kind of look at and say, all right, I'm probably going to have to change the way my thought process was about playing college hockey.
Yeah, I think just being a little tougher on the walls. You get guys that, I mean, at this point they've been playing hockey for so long that you got skill guys, but you also just got experience, and so you got to play a way that makes it hard for them and hard to play against. So, yeah, I think definitely defensively and just being strong on the puck is something that has taken a jump up here.
Game 1, not a good showing for Missouri State, a 6-2 loss. Obviously a tough situation because the team didn't have much time to be on the ice. It was very tough, and the team overcame that. What was your thought when you finally got a chance to get out on the ice? Was it like riding a bicycle, or was it, oh, wow?
I think for sure it was. I mean, you don't forget how to skate, but just getting your game legs under you, those first few weeks of practice are really important for that, and we didn't have that, so it was tough in that way. But as you saw in the second game, that first weekend we won and we flipped the script on them. But I think that first game, it just not having game legs or having to be intense on the ice for weeks is tough when other teams are getting that opportunity.
Jason Kelly is joining us. What was your thoughts when you found out you're now on the Division I squad?
It was really exciting. I have been planning on going here for a long time, and I've watched a bunch of these games playing juniors and when I was a senior in high school and stuff. So to finally be on the team with these guys, for me it was a really, really big deal.
So you're mild-mannered. You don't have a boisterous voice, but you're not that way on the ice, are you?
No, I like to chirp a little bit on the ice for sure. Stay calm off and just kind of laid back off the ice. But once you get into the thick of things, I like to, get under guys' skin a little bit and poke fun.
If you can say it, and if it's for radio, what is either the funniest or craziest chirp you ever said to someone?
I think the funniest or cleverest is probably not good for radio, but I don't know, you just gotta, honestly, nowadays, you gotta pick a guy's styles, and just sometimes, you see a guy on the ice that looks a little different, not just like the way he plays or the way he carries himself, and you gotta go with those things, because then it's a little, oddly enough, it's a little more personal, so it gets them off their game. But nothing too crazy. I try to keep it clean but effective.
Jason Kelly is with us. What is your workout regimen? What do you do before you get ready for a game?
Before game, I like to, try to stay loose. I listen to some music, but once after the team warm-up stuff, I just like to take one lap around the rink, just kind of walk around and look at stuff and look at the ice and just kind of get in the mindset. Nothing crazy. I don't really get too fired up. I like to be calm, and then when I get out there, it's just business as usual.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
Gosh, I'm studying computer science, but honestly, I'd like to say technological sales probably is where I'd like to end up. I know my dad, he sells, he's in the pharmaceutical business, but I just like the sales game. So hopefully there somewhere in the future.
So computer science, that is, what field is it? IT or programming? What is your field right now that you're studying?
So it's a kind of mix of everything. It's computer science, software development. So it's software development. It's a lot of programming, a lot of some cybersecurity stuff. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but it's a lot of ones and zeros and programming and stuff. So
that's always fun. Obviously cybersecurity is the big thing right now, but so is gaming and developing games. Any aspirations of that?
Honestly, I love video games. I'm a big Xbox guy, so it'd be very cool if that's where I ended up. That'd be awesome. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of, I'm keeping an open mind. I just want to get through school, get my degree, and then we'll see where I take it.
Jason Kelly is joining us. Jason, right now, what player do you point to as someone who you kind of look up to? Maybe someone who either is showing you the ropes, or a player that just you look at and you say, this guy's pretty darn good. I need to pick his brain a little bit.
I think there's definitely a couple guys. Our top six is pretty old, and they've been doing it for a long time, but I think you got to look at guys like Josh Bell and Nikita Solnikov. Bell, he's a workhorse. He gets after it, and he leaves it all out there. And I think you look at a guy like Nikita, and he just, even after practice, he's usually one of the last guys off the ice. So it's, he's scoring every game, but he's still working on this game. So I think you can really respect that, and just the effort they put into it is really neat to see as a freshman, because they're seniors now, and they're not letting time catch up with them. They're just keeping it up, so it's really cool to see.
Yeah, you look at Nikita right now. He already has 5 goals, including the game winner at Iowa State in the 2-0 one. Of course, the Icebergs got an empty net late, but he has that. First goal of the season. Any category you want to talk about right now, he's got it. But he's a Russian, so he can do that, right?
Yeah, it's funny. You see him play, and it's just all speed, and he's got that shot. It's a wonderful, nice problem to have on your team.
Jason Kelly is joining us of Missouri State. Jason, what is something that you kind of want by the end of the season to have accomplished, whether it's on the ice or mentally, or is there something that you want to accomplish by the time the season's over?
Yeah, I think definitely my big thing is just being comfortable and being confident in my abilities. So I think by the end of the season, I just want to be able to go out there and know, just be sure of myself and my teammates. And I think as time goes on, I'll get more comfortable. But just kind of get the early jitters out. We've only played, this will be our 5th game. So I think it's important just to get comfortable out there and learn the ropes as much as possible. So later down the line, I'm, I don't have to go through those jitters again.
When you look at this season right now, as you mentioned, just 5 games, and the team is 2-2, but still ranked at number 14, and that is a good thing for this hockey club, and of course after the Iowa State games too. But have you played on a team that has, at least in the last 3 or 4 seasons, has continually been ranked in the top 15, and If you have, do you feel any kind of pressure being on a team that has success built into it?
I mean, yeah, a couple of my junior teams we've been good, but this is kind of a different thing. You got the whole ACHA, you got a ton of teams, and it's funny, you come from juniors, and so guys go everywhere, and so you got guys on other teams that are, a couple guys from Lindenwood, and stuff like that. So you're always competing with them for sure, but also I think pressure, yes, but also I think that a little bit of pressure is good, because then these games are more important. You come and you work a little harder, because, like those Iowa State games, they were ranked number 3, and you saw in the second game, we really turned it up a notch, because, we know that they're going to see that, and that's going to help us in the rankings and ultimately in the national championships, which is where our goal is every year. So,
well, that's been a goal for this team for a long time, and in the last couple of years they've made it at least to the Division I Nationals and hope to continue a repeat this year. Well, hopefully you'll get yourself off the I hate to say it, the goose egg scoreboard there, but just a couple of games in, there's more to come. So I always wish players at the end of an interview good luck and more goals this season, so definitely.
I'm sure they'll be coming somewhere down the line.
Well, I'll be saying your name a lot, hopefully, for sure.
For sure. Thank you.
Jason, you're welcome. Jason Kelly joining us. We'll take a break, be back, and more hockey coming up in a moment.
Hey, Springfield, are you ready for some hockey?
Here's Barrett.
Left side with the beeline on over to O'Brien. Back to Barrett. Score!
Steve Casson here, voice of your Missouri State Ice Bears. Join us at Jordan Valley Ice Park in downtown Springfield for this year's excitement.
This is head coach Jeremy Law. The Bears are back for another season, so check out our schedule at MissouriStateHockey.com and get your tickets now.
Here come the Ice Bears. Turin with Bell catching up. Turin shoots. Score! Oh, baby!
Let's head for the third period. Here's Steve Casson.
Missouri State skates from the left to the right, and Maryville from the right to the left. We still have 58 seconds left in the Coincidental Minors. 4-on-4. Here's Derek Smith out of the Ice Bears zone. He'll flip it in, hits the referee, but it does make it all the way around. It'll be grabbed by Josh Jones. Jones across the Ice Bears barehead. Jones to the left side. Works it in. It's up the middle. Nikita Salnikov will intercept. He waits, and Bell will make it a 2-on-2. Bell into the zone. Crisscross with Salnikov. Bell shoots, and a shoulder save by Coffey. Ice Bears with Bell still, and he's going to gain possession. He'll have it for Missouri State. Works it down in low to Lounder. Lounder lost it, but it's held in and kept in by O'Brien, and Coffey is there to cover up on it. So once again, Dan, Missouri State gets the benefit of things when it looked like they really weren't handling the puck very well.
Well, and a lot of pressure there by Josh Bell helps Steve, doing a great job of at least forcing Maryville to move the puck in areas that they don't necessarily want to. But at any rate, at this point in the game, Steve, you kind of wonder when Missouri State starts getting aggressive with a 2-goal deficit.
Lounder is able to keep it in along the line, but it's taken away by the Saints. And Stavru with it. Left side, works it down below. Now we're at 5-on-5. The power play is over. Puck gets sent down all the way. This will not be an icing. It rolled too slow, and the Ice Bears will race in. They keep it in with the beeline on now. Bratton sends it down in low to Barrett. Travis Barrett trying to work the puck. 8 goals, 5 assists for him. Bratton digs it out, and it just makes it out to center ice. Cole Mudra with it. Mudra with 18:30 to go. Sends it to the near side. Working at the left face-off dot. It's held in. Josh Jones is there. He'll send it down in low. It comes to the line and kicked out to center. So now it's just struggled for at the line. Mudra had it for a moment, and Missouri State, Dan, just seems a little disheveled here. It's been all Maryville.
When they're playing the puck possession game at this point in the game, Steve, so trying to keep the puck away from Missouri State as there's an icing call against Maryville, but with the way that Maryville's played, I think they're content with just keeping the puck and cycling the puck and potentially finding a hole in Missouri State's defense if the time does arise.
3-1 Maryville. Henson, Stavru on the power play. Bratton for Missouri State, and Mudra even strength for Maryville, and they lead 3-1. Now, Dan, this is a different score in the third period here. If Missouri State can get another goal, it's a closer game. Now, watch out. If it goes the other way, this is going to be like the third period in yesterday's game.
And that's where I'm curious as to...
Oh, they're going to call Brackbill offside as Salnikov raced down the left side. And a bunch of unhappy Bears here.
I was going to say, Steve, I think this is where Missouri State's aggressiveness and when do they want to start being aggressive comes into play, but it's hard to be aggressive when you don't have the puck. So again, credit to Maryville for keeping the puck and killing clock at this point in the game.
Want to make a correction, Ryan Armstrong, and I'm going to blame it on his text. So Ryan, his mom, Rhonda, and his dad, Dave, they are all in Las Vegas.
I was right.
His brother, Alex, is tuned in from Connecticut. So now that we have that all straight, and they're in the great weather with electricity that only costs $13 a month, we're going to get penalties. A slashing call.
Yeah, both Salnikov for Missouri State and Boudreau for Maryville going to the box as they were tussling a little bit before the face-off. And we kind of sense that a little bit with the 10-minute misconducts in that second period. It looks like the referees are taking a no-nonsense policy when it comes to before or after whistle festivities.
Play is underway. It's in the Maryville zone. Shoved out to center to Jones. Corralled by the Ice Bears. And sent across the line to Cooley. Can't jump around, but it's Derek Smith moving it to the left side. Smith shoots, and it missed wide. Cooley keeps it in on the right side. Down in low, trying to get it to Bell. Good stick check and a good work by Bell to keep it free, right side. Bell up the middle in front, and a save as it was Brown to get that shot. Here is Smith again over in front. Cooley left side to Bell, and shot, score! Derek Smith!
Up on the follow through, he had an initial shot from the point that gets blocked at the defense by the Saints forwards, but he's able to stick handle around them, fight to the net, and get a rebound tucked home, and the deficit for Missouri State is down to 1 now.
So Smith will get the goal. Let's catch the call.
By number 27, Derek Smith. Assisted by number 24, Hunter Cooley. And by number 16, Josh Bell. Time of that goal at 3:15 of the third period, scored by number 27, assisted by number 24 and number 16.
So that is a 4-on-4 goal. And for Derek Smith, he gets goal number 3 this season. And it was a scramble in front. It was not loose. The officials apparently saw that the puck was not covered. And it's now a 3-2 contest. So 36 seconds remaining. It comes right out in front. A flying stick save. Rebound misses wide. 2 opportunities for Stavru. Now a shot through traffic is blocked. Ice Bears have it. 22 seconds left. It stays in the zone though. And Stavru again shot save Stevens. Rebound out to center. Ice Bears work the 4-on-4 across the line. Brackbill breaks free. He shoots and a save, and right on the doorstep was the Ice Bears' Spencer Sollenbach. And look, Sollenbach's just driving for the puck. I don't see anything wrong with that. It was coincidental. And everybody's fine.
And I think at the very least, too, Steve. Sollenbeck trying to get a deflection on that puck, but Coffey's able to hold on for the whistle.
Face-off is won, and it's cleared out to center. Chased by Harrison. We're now 5-on-5. Harrison gets checked. Smith, or make that Brown for Missouri State, is there. He puts a check. And Hunter Saunders is there for Missouri State, low along the goal line. Far side boards. Saunders trying to dig it. Smith is trying to dig it out too. Coming in to help out is now Vigran. And the Ice Bears will gain control. Oh, a bad bounce up the middle off of a stanchion, but Missouri State will work it, and Brown will have it. Flips it off to Nikita Salnikov. Lead pass, and it is Stuart Hopkins to get knocked off the play. Missouri State line changes, and they have control. Oh, that's offside. Hopkins just came in the zone a little bit too soon. So he precedes the puck. That becomes an offside. 14:41 remaining in the period. And the faceoff will come outside of the Maryville attacking zone for Missouri State. Hansen, Stavru, then Bratton for Missouri State, Mudra, and now Smith here in the third period for the Ice Bears on a 4-on-4. Sent in far boards. Hunter gets around one. Lounder is there to push it back down. Far side off the boards and all the way down. This will be an icing call. And it is. As Sam Heiser wrote, races to make sure it's icing. Okay, so I got a correction again. So Ryan is telling me that they're all in Connecticut. But he told me, which I know, his dad has a house in Las Vegas.
Right. All I'm hearing is that I'm officially wrong.
That's apparently what it is. And if we have to go one more time, then I give up. Puck is cleared out to center. That just means he needs to come back and be here for these games. Another icing call. And that'll bring it back. 14:09 to go in the period. Shots are 26-16 in favor of Missouri State. In to take the draw for the Ice Bears, Jordan Bratton. Winning it, though, is Brandon Pruitt. And he'll do the honors for Maryville. Pruitt in along a broken stick. It's sent down in low, and that broken stick was Smith's. He's going to go to the bench for Missouri State. Trevor Henson. It's out to center. This will be an icing call as it's sent all the way down. Icing will bring it back. 13:47 to go in the period. And a 3-2 lead for Maryville. They got their first 2 goals on the power play, 1 in each period. And they are 2 for 3, that is. Missouri State is 0 for 4. And Dan, penalty-wise now, 9 for 34 for the Saints, 10 for 36 for Missouri State.
Yeah, definitely a lot more physical game tonight as opposed to last night. Something interesting to note here, Steve, this is the 3rd consecutive icing with this line from Maryville on the ice, and head coach Jeremy Law from Missouri State trying to take advantage, going with the top line of Bell, Cooley, and Salnikov for this faceoff.
The key is they win the draw, but Smith fanned on it, and it's out to center ice. And Maryville is not changing. They've got 1 off the ice. That's it. Oh, a bad bounce. Gets past the goaltender, Coffey. And Bell was there to race, but he couldn't get to it. Bell again trying to check his man. That's Henson. Henson behind the net. Cooley almost stole. Now it is taken by Salnikov to Cooley. Cooley, it goes up the middle, and a drive that's deflected up and out of play as Fuller had the opportunity in front. And Coffey was there, and now it can be a full sail change for Maryville.
A great shot there by Fuller from the point, and I couldn't tell from this angle. There was a lot of traffic in front if that had hit a Saints defenseman's leg or Coffey's leg, but at any rate, a nice little shift thus far for the top line for Missouri State.
Don't forget to join us for the Ice Bears Coaches Show. That's coming up live from Civil Kitchen and Tap, downtown Springfield, 10:30 tonight We'll have it for you on Jock 98.7 FM. Ice Bears in their own zone. The man that did the poke check was Chris Brown. He gives it up to Cooley across the line. Cooley right side. In front to Brown. He missed. Bell will pick it up. Now Bell left side. Sends it down in low. Intercepted, but nope, taken away by Bell. He dropped it down right into the lap. And now, once again, it'll be a shot in by Houston and held on to by Coffey. So, Dan, the one thing that I see about Missouri State is while they're not handling the puck very well, they are getting most of the benefits. When the stoppage and play happens, it stays in the attacking zone.
Yeah, they're creating chances off the rush, Steve, is something that they haven't been able to do much in this series, able to get around and get the puck deep in the offensive zone and then able to corral it and try to create some chances here and there. But it's all coming from the hard work of the forwards right now.
Out to center, and the Ice Bears will regroup. Delayed offside, so they'll clear the zone. 12:30 to go in the period. A one-goal game now. Missouri State has not led in this series. That's tough to say. Puck swung all the way around the Missouri State zone, near side boards. 12:15 to go. And it's Lohman. His pass, a bad one, though it is Lounder to send it down. Lounder to chase. Trying to get around Kubanek. If this was basketball, that would have been a pick, and that would have been a foul, a couple of shots. Sent down in low. Here is Kelly. Kelly gets pushed off the play. Kubanek is there, but the Ice Bears have it on the ice now. Fuller, he shoots. It's behind the net to Smith. Now to Saunders. Working it back to Smith. It's Brockbell to chase. He'll have it left side, gets it over to Smith. He has it, shot blocked. Saunders races through. Smith keeps it. Puck is to Smith's feet, and we come the other way. Stavrou shoots up high, misses wide. Over to Harrison. Still up high. Smith will bat it down. We're going to get a hand pass. 11:08 to go. Let's hear from Kevin Thorough.
Square is owned and operated by Ice Bear alumni and is the location of the Ice Bears Coaches Show hosted by Steve Parm-Casson after every Saturday home game. So join us and all of the Ice Bears out there at Civil Kitchen and Tap after tonight's game.
What did he call me?
Parm?
Par? I don't know.
We'll have to ask him after the game.
That's why I need to listen to his ads more often. Oh, Derek Smith had his pocket picked for a moment, but it's chased by Kelly and sent down, and Missouri State will line change.
I was going to say, Steve, I haven't heard a lot of nicknames for you over my tenure here with Web Sports Radio.
Oh, I think a lot of them you can't say on air. Puck comes in the Missouri State zone. Houston is there. He'll try to move it away. Tipped away from him. Timothy Rye behind the net. Rye, backhander in, saves Stevens. Rebound through the crease. It hits a player. Comes out in front. Stevens with a save. And finally it's lifted out and cleared all the way down. This will be no icing. Now Coffey looks at the official and says, "What are you talking about?" And the official says, "You could have played it." So play continues. Ice Bears have it across the line to Brown. He shoots. It's blocked in front. O'Brien to chase for Missouri State. Zane O'Brien with 2 goals and 7 assists, the St. Louis senior. He'll work it over to Travis Barrett, another senior. Barrett with it. Gets it over to Bratton. He shoots up high and missed. Held in, though, by Lounder. Lounder shoots. It's blocked down in low. Behind the net to Barrett, to Bratton. Away from him, Barrett to chase. And it'll be grabbed by Jared Viggers. He sends it out to center. Viggers overran. Now here come the Ice Bears, although it was flipped away from Barrett and sent in on a delayed offside. So it'll be cleared by Maryville. One person rushing, that's Karinji. Ice Bears steal. Solnikoff. Cooley over to Solnikoff. Lets it go to Bell. Bell shoots a flopper into the corner. Heiseroth's there. away from him, sent all the way down. One official indicates icing, one says no. We'll go with the far official. He has authority on this, so no icing. 8:50 remaining. And still a 1 goal deficit, that is. Puck cleared, and Solnikov with a lead pass. Snaps it out to center. Cooley picks it up. Cooley had it taken away from him. Held in, though, by Bell. Down in low to Cooley. Cooley works it up, off, save, rebound, and it's cleared. Indication is icing, but it's not going to be enough. Oh! That is the same one that they disallowed for Maryville that they called for Missouri State.
At any rate, Steve, the Saints look like they've got quite a few players hunched over their sticks going into this face-off. A great job by the top line, mainly Hunter Cooley, to try getting into the zone, setting up a chance, and I believe it might have been Brian Fuller that had a shot in the slot that was blocked and cleared away, but at any rate, Missouri State winning another draw.
Loman pushing his body. Loman behind the net, wrap around in front, and a save by Coffey. Off the boards, Brown can't grab it, and Loman puts a hit. That one on Rye, and Loman will do another hit, and that honestly was a little up high, and the officials let it go. Loman got pegged for that one yesterday, but it's probably because the player's head was down, and this one will be an icing here. Icing will bring it back with 7:49 to go in this third period, and a 3-2 lead for Maryville. And Dan, I said it earlier, Missouri State has not led in this series.
Yeah, and again, you got to give credit where credit's due. Is it looked like Maryville's coach was frustrated with another icing call that it looked like Brown had actually tried playing the puck with his stick. At any rate, the linesman called offside, and Maryville's going to try to take advantage and use their timeout to rest their players a little bit here.
Shots are 29-19 in favor of Missouri State, and they still trail in this contest. I want to see if I can take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Liberty 3-0 over Slippery Rock. That's the only one that's live scoring right now. Calvin 6-0 final over Cleary University. Final Alabama over Illinois State by a count of 4-2. And we'll catch up with the out-of-town scoreboard later. Meanwhile, puck is cleared after the draw out to center, and it's Heiseroth for Missouri State to Bratton. Worked away from him. Sent in to Joe Gagnon out of St. Louis, the sophomore. It's behind the net. Shot comes up to the corner, and Bailey Stevens will make the save. Well, you don't want to panic just yet. But you also, if you're Missouri State, you kind of want to have a lead late in the game. And right now, 7:25 to go, and you are almost at 2-1 on shots. But we're going to get maybe coincidentals here, or just one. Oh, it's a misconduct.
Well, that's huge for Maryville, Steve, as Stavros going to the box. He's been one of their better players tonight. And I know we're not able to keep track of shots all too well, but I would almost peg him for double-digit shots on top of the point production he's had thus far.
That means he's effectively gone for the remainder of this contest. That's a 10-minute misconduct.
And unless this game goes into extra time, he's essentially done for the night.
And he would be only available for, 2 minutes and 35 seconds?
Of overtime, yeah, if the game goes that far.
So a 10-minute misconduct to one of their big scorers for Maryville.
Penalty on the play to Maryville, number 10, Anthony Stavro. 10 minutes for misconduct at 12:35 of the third period.
Here comes Solnikov. He gets it Knocked away from him. Cooley's down low to Solnikoff to get it to the left side to Houston. Once again in low to Cooley. Over to Solnikoff. Lets it go to Houston. Left side to Solnikoff. Working there is no power play, but the Ice Bears are working it like it is one. Shot in, Brown, and a save as Coffey got over there in time. Ice Bears again send it down in low. And I had to look at the scoreboard, Dan, and Missouri State is working this like it's a power play, and it's not. Here's Bell. He shoots up high, and with ease does Coffey make that save.
And another great chance for Missouri State in this third period as Brown had a shot from the point that was blocked and a rebound. Great eyes and vision by Coffey to corral the rebound after he got his left pad out to push that puck away just before the stoppage.
Face-off with 6:32 to go in the period. In the Maryville zone, left of Coffey, right as you look at it on Web Sports Radio. Maddie wins it. Shot just missed wide. To the point. Here is Smith. He shoots. It's blocked in front. Chased by Sollenbach. He gets blocked off the play by Karinji. Near side boards. Grabbed by Henson of the Saints. Smith keeps it in. Flipped up high. Stays in play. And now here's Juliuson. Right side into the Missouri State zone. And it'll be Lohman with possession. Lohman for the Ice Bears, pulled off the play. Sent back down to the Missouri State zone, 5:49. Well, if you break it down, you got to get a goal in about 3 minutes, a little less than 3 minutes now. Lohman shoots it in. Ice Bears change. 5:34 to go. Held in. Here's O'Brien with a shot. Fans reacted to the hit in the corner. 5:22 remaining, and Missouri State getting pucks into the zone now. They steal it, does Barrett. Taken away from him. Out to center, tipped all the way down, and Lounder will chase. Line change for Maryville. Quickly, the Ice Bears get it up. Across, in the zone. At this point, they're probably just looking for a face-off. If they can get it in the zone. Puck is flipped up and out, and all the way down. This will not be an icing, though, as Sam Heiser will grab. With puck protection. Near side boards. Barrett. Upended, but he flips it out underneath Solnikoff's stick. Kemmer from the Division II squad. He's able to clear it out to center ice for Maryville. Now Derek Smith. Fans getting impatient. Smith, right side. He shoots into the glove once again of Coffey. So get the shots. Try to get the face-off in the zone. And that's what Missouri State is doing.
And that's one thing they've done effectively in this third period is winning offensive zone draws. So another opportunity for that here with little under 4.5 remaining here in regulation. But you got to get some sustained offensive zone time here if you're Missouri State on this draw.
Bell wins the draw, but it's controlled by Maryville. Left side to Mudra. Has a goal in today's game, his fourth. Crisscross. Down in low. Trying to work it is Jones. Waiting, looking over for Alvigren. But instead it's intercepted by Bell. Tried to get it out to Solnikoff, but it wasn't strong enough. 3:51 remains. Missouri State out shooting Maryville 30-19. Puck sent all the way down to the Maryville zone. This will be an icing call. Brings it back into the Missouri State zone with 3:44 to go in the period.
That's one thing, Steve, you have to do if you're trying those long stretch passes is connect, as Missouri State trying to lead a stretch pass to Cooley, but he wasn't able to get the puck. And at this point, you kind of wonder if there's still a deficit if and when Missouri State will pull Bailey Stevens in the later stages of this game.
3:39 remains. Bell Across the line, into the zone. Cooley has it. Cooley walks through. He gets pulled off the play. Nobody there for Missouri State. Bell was in deep, and the puck is cleared out to center and sent all the way down for Heiserroth to box out. He gets pulled down, tangled up into the corner, yelling at the official and calling for a penalty. I'll see who it is. I can't read his number now as it gets sent back in. Brackbill off the side of the net, and it is saved by Coffey. And it's Caringi. He was looking at the official saying, he pulled my mask. And Caringi, and the official says no. Taking a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, thanks to Ryan Armstrong. Rhode Island 6, Syracuse 5. I assume that's a final.
Yeah, final in overtime.
We mentioned Illinois State 4, Alabama 2, Calvin 6, Cleary nothing. And Utah State has a 4-2 lead over Utah. Utah State is a Division II squad, and Utah is a Division I squad. We finally got the GM doing some work for us. That's good. 2:59. Time starting to tick away here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. Off the draw, Lohman can't get to it. Oh, a good play. And it's tipped right in front by Maddie. So it started with a good play by Heiserroth. That allowed Saunders to get to the puck, and then Maddie tipped it in front. But Coffey was there to close the pads. It was going 5-hole. But I'll tell you what, Coffey is listed at 6'6", 175. The league maximum for pad length is 38, and I'll bet you those are all of 38. 38 inches tall. Here's Maryville. Al Vigran behind the net. He had 2 yesterday. Sent up the middle, blocked away, flipped up off the glass. And Maryville with some more pressure. 2:24 to go. Down in low. Maryville won their first game ever against a Division I top 25 team yesterday. That, of course, was Missouri State. Right now in 2:08, they could be doing their second consecutive victory. .157 remaining. Puck into the near side boards. Fans now finally starting to yell, "Let's go Bears." Getting impatient. Now they're yelling something else, Dan, and I'm not sure. It's not "Let's go Bears." Puck stolen, taken away by Harrison. Shot, score! Up over the shoulder of Stevens. It's a 4-2 lead for Maryville. And Harrison will get goal number 6.
I think Missouri State, Steve, was kind of caught a bit up ice there. Not a lot of players back. A perfectly placed shot by Harrison. It almost looked like Stevens was looking and expecting a pass there because he left quite a bit over on his blocker side and kind of a gaping spot above his right shoulder. And with 1:27 to go, that might just have put this game on ice for Maryville's second consecutive win against Missouri State, third win consecutive overall.
Well, we talk about rankings. This absolutely is not going to bode well for Missouri State ranking-wise.
No, and it looks like Coach Law was trying to call a timeout here for Missouri State, but yeah, as you had mentioned, Steve, not the ideal situation for Missouri State, losing or potentially losing consecutive games to the number 46 team, and that's something you got to look forward to going forward with their schedule. They've got a fairly tough schedule. You got 4 games against Lindenwood. You've got a road trip to the Arizonas, playing Arizona State in Arizona twice in there. You've got a couple more games with the same Maryville squad, and as we've learned in the last 48 hours, 50 hours, you can't take this team lightly.
Josh Jones will get an assist. And it's 4-2.
Maryville goal scored by number 5, Jack Harrison, assisted by number 26, Josh Jones. Time of that goal at 18:33 of the third period, scored by number 5, assisted by number 26.
So you break it down, you got to get 2 goals in about 53, make that 33 seconds. Here comes, Stevens was about to come. Puck is cleared, Stevens is out. And now Derek Smith. Sent in by Brown. Flip to the corner. Bell shot missed wide. O'Brien is there. Down in low. And O'Brien again with 34 seconds. Puck cleared to the corner. It is held in by Brown. Backhanded down. Brown gets pushed and into the empty net. Score. Mudra gets his second goal. This one's an empty netter. Fifth goal of the season. And it's 5-2. This one coming at 19:37. I believe it would be unassisted. Ten seconds to go, and Missouri State is just content, although Saunders makes one last rush and one last attempt. Chipped wide, and that'll do it. And the University of Maryville Saints come in, and they sweep Missouri State, this one by a count of 5-2. Shots on goal in the third period. 8 on Coffee, 3-period total of 31. And just 6 on Bailey Stevens, 3-period total of 21. But the key, Dan, I think, were the power play goals. Henson and Stavro get one each in the first and the second. That made it 2-0. Missouri State at 6:46. Bratton is fourth, 2-1. Mudra comes back. 11:36 of the second, his fourth. Kemmer with the assist. It's 3-1. Smith for the Ice Bears, his third after it was jammed in the crease. Cooley and Bell with the assist, 3-2. That's at 3:15 of the third on a 4-on-4 situation. And then you have the goal at 18:33 by Harrison, his fifth over the shoulder of Stevens, 4-2. And then the empty netter by Mudra. And that one makes it 5-2. And that is the final here from Jordan Valley Ice Park. Don't forget, our next broadcast that we know of is Missouri State versus McKendree University. That's Friday, January 31st. But there is a possibility I may go on the road with the Division III squad for their outdoor games that'll be taking place in New Mexico. But let's join Kevin Thorough. I believe he's going to have a talk with one of the Ice Bears. I believe, or at least I thought. Or maybe not. Or are we supposed to have a special presentation? I think that's what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to take a few moments here to recognize both our D1 and our D3 teams and begin with presenting. Where's Chris at? Chris Brown, where are you, Chris? There he is. Chris, come on up here. Chris, if you would, we'd like to, from the Ice Bears Booster Club and several of these fans out here, we'd like to present you guys with your Christmas gift this year, which is a Missouri State hockey duffel bag for your travel. And each one of those will be personalized. We'll give name tags out. If all you guys will come over here to the bench, you can collect your bags. That comes from the Ice Bears Booster Club and a lot of these fans out here that are out here to support you guys. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Thanks for all you guys do for us.
Hey, thank you everyone very much. We appreciate it. It was a tough weekend, but we'll get the boys in shape and we'll get to work next semester. Thank you for coming out.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Missouri State Ice Bears. And I will ask a question of Derek Smith if I could. Our Steak and Shake player of the game tonight, you did have a huge goal for us up there. Really, you had 2 nights of great play and what would have been an otherwise weekend that we wish could have come out the other way. But what did you guys learn from this weekend coming away from Maryville?
That you can't take any team light. Any team can win in this league, so you got to show up for no matter what battle it is. So, unfortunately, we didn't show up. We didn't play to our full potential, and that's what the outcome was.
Well, talk a little bit about, you will, of the play of your goaltenders over the last couple of days, because we saw a little bit of all 3 of them. And Bailey, especially tonight, had a really strong game. We let him down a little bit a few times with some odd man rushes. But it's good to see those guys back in the net doing a good job backstopping.
Yeah, I think all 3 goalies have been the MVPs on our team right now. All of them have been playing great, and they keep stopping the puck, and we just keep not doing our job, and it's reflecting on them. But all 3 goalies are playing really solid.
Derek, and I don't think I'm the only one that's saying that I missed the mustache. Is there any plans to bring that back?
No chance, I'm sorry.
All right, fans, let's hear it for tonight's Steak and Shake player of the game with 1 goal, number 27, Derek Smith. And remember that you can join Derek and last night's Steak and Shake player of the game, number 24, Hunter Cooley. We'll all be at Civil Kitchen and Tap for the Ice Bears Coaches Show immediately after tonight's game.
Well, the game is over, and I figured out what I can get Kevin back with. He wants the mustache because he has one. It's probably the worst mustache ever in the history of mankind, but that's okay.
I was assuming that was a part of either the No Shave November or the Movember stuff that had ended last week.
His is No Shave Forever. That's what I think it is. But at any rate, the Missouri State Ice Bears get swept this weekend, and it has got to be tough. And of course, at the Coaches Show, the first thing I'm going to ask head coach Jeremy Law is, what have you guys learned? And I know they're going to say don't take teams lightly, but I'm going to get more in depth, and I'm going to say, okay, you know that, but you had a second game to figure that out, and it's still not figured out.
Right, and once again, you got to give credit where credit's due for Maryville. It seemed like whenever there was a hole that needed to be plugged, whether offensively or defensively, the Saints were able to get that done. A couple of chances and the couple of goals that Missouri State had tonight and last night was due to, their hustle and their ability to create offensive zone chances. But Maryville did a great job of preventing that for, about 145 of the 160 minutes that had been played in this series. And this has got to be huge, not only for the team itself going forward, but potentially, from a recruiting or just getting other players involved perspective. This is a huge series for them. Kind of puts them on the map a little bit with the sweep of a top 25 team for the first time in their school's history. And we say this over and over again, it's just their second year. It's just their second year. The sky's the limit for this team going forward.
Yeah, they've got the bragging rights now as they have evened up this series. 4 games total have been played between these 2 teams, and now 2-2 as each team has won 2 games, and they have all been played here at Jordan Valley Ice Park. That's going to do it. In fact, from Jordan Valley Ice Park, we're going to have to get out of here because the Coaches Show is in a little bit less than an hour over at Civil Kitchen and Tap, if you've heard many times. But just to recap a couple of quick things for Missouri State and for Maryville. As mentioned, shots, but if you take a look at penalties, the final totals on the penalties for tonight's game, a 5-2 win for Maryville. 10 penalties each, 44 minutes for the Saints, 36 minutes for Missouri State. That included 2 misconducts, or 2 10-minute for the Saints power play. Saints were 2 for 3. Missouri State 0 for 4. And again, I think that's what set the tone. Missouri State did get a 4-on-4 goal. That was Smith's goal. 3:15 left, or 3:15 into the third period. But the Ice Bears are now sub 500, 8-9-2. John Hogan's team, Maryville University, they are 8-12-1, getting that much closer to the 500 mark. Ice Bears get swept yesterday 7-2, today 5-2. I'm Steve Casson for Dan Dow and for Ted Keller, who joined us earlier, and for everyone else. Until next time, good night, everyone.
You've been listening to Missouri State Ice Bears Hockey with your host, Steve Casson. Thank you for tuning in to tonight's game. Ice Bears Hockey is a presentation of DS Sports Enterprises and WebSportsRadio.com.